Hello and welcome back to the Meme Factory. We're playing Genshin Impact again today. But I wanted to take some time at the start of stream here to go over a couple things just because I've been working on a lot of stuff and I want to showcase at least what I can of how it looks and how it's coming along. And introduce kind of a new structure for stream, just instead of me kind of like blind jumping into game and monologuing super hard as I start playing. I think it'd be nice to have this just chatting screen, which is something I'm working on. Clearly, there's still components that need work, but it's just a way to kind of like break things in and expo what's about to happen. Sounds a little on the nose, but it's, I think, a good way to get like in the habit of trying to engage with viewers, trying to engage with the stream instead of just jumping straight into gameplay, which I think is really kind of the big benefit of streaming, is that you get to be a little bit more engaged. So this screen will kind of serve as a holding area, I guess. That sounds kind of like harsh, but a holding area for stuff that's happening when I'm just trying to focus on engagement, right? I have pretty minimal stuff. Webcam, this can toggle. I did finally fix this so that I can now be, oops, hang on just a second. I can now be either myself or my PNG in this view, which is kind of nice. So I can toggle that off really quickly. And this will be kind of where stream starts, or in between games, or while I'm kind of like waiting in time to focus on answering questions or talking about random stuff, just generally chatting. The other thing that I do want to introduce, and is pretty much ready to go, this is a pretty low effort project, but I think after this kind of little section of just introducing every stream, and maybe this will only happen on the Tuesday stream because it's the first one of the week, but if need be, we can go over it other times too, is this. And I think this is really cute. This was part of an overlay package that I've been working through, but it outlines just a schedule for the current week. This should usually be available on like my Twitch stream page as well, but it's a I tend to like forget to update it when I change stuff or when things happen, so there might be a little bit of a delay. Hopefully this will be more accurate, just because I am under the pressure of making sure that it's live and ready for live production. But so far this week, this is the plan. This is going to be the first week that I try to do 4 streams a week. I think that's really going to be pushing it, especially because I have a lot of things I want to do on my off days. Just not only in terms of improving stream, but going to the gym, staying in shape, trying to pursue betterment in other ways as well, which is, I think, healthy. So we'll see how it works. I'm going to try it for this week. The allotted time is probably more important on the front end. Like, that's when I'm really going to try and aim to start and do these things. So today would be, Genshin Impact from 9 to 11 p.m. The 9 I'm going to try and keep as really hard, set time as best I can, unless I'm really not feeling well or something comes up. But the 11 is a little bit more of like a suggestion of, okay, if I have the, something to finish in game or something to finish creatively that we're streaming, like, I'm not going to cut it just for the sake of time, which I think is pretty stock standard practice. So for the outline for this week, the 4 streams that I want to try and run this week are Genshin today, and I have actually been playing a lot of Genshin off stream, just to kind of try and keep up with some of the rewards and things we could do on stream, but then also just some of the exploration. So I'm actually a lot farther behind with the game than I thought. This week of off-stream play kind of taught me a lot of stuff, and we'll get into that today as I hopefully put on a little bit of show and have some fun explaining and enjoying all the stuff that we've done. And will do. There's some goals, so we'll get to that. But I'll be off tomorrow. I plan to take tomorrow to focus on some of my doodles and the pixel art stuff, as well as finalizing what I'm hoping will be kind of like a more permanent stream layout for this project. Something that looks aesthetically very like this, and the chatting screen, the loading screen, just making sure all the bells and whistles are there. There will inevitably be something that goes wrong with it, but it will also hopefully make the viewing experience a little bit more enjoyable. Thursday is the extra stream. I have been kind of skipping streaming on Thursdays in favor of Friday and Sunday, but I want to get back to it, and it might be shorter. I think that 9 to 11 there is pretty accurate. Just playing some Overwatch, some quick, multiplayer stuff where I can kind of chat and engage in between, but to keep that game kind of in my roster, and just gives me an option, a little bit different type of game than we have typically played on this channel, a little less RPG paced, and just kind of turn the brain off and chat and play a co-op shooter, right? Friday, I really enjoyed keeping reserved for Stardew Valley. I think it's been a good day for stream just because people are free. It's a high traffic day, but then also I've just really been enjoying playing Stardew. I think this week I'm going to try and get back to the solo farm because it actually has been a couple weeks since I played on the solo farm on stream. And the pacing of that one is moving along a little faster than the co-op farm, which is totally fine. But it just gives us something a little bit different to focus on within the context of the same game. Oh no, Alice, your mouse died. It was having kind of a bad, day on Sunday. So I speedy recoveries and/or replacements for the mouse. Pour one out for a real mouse. I hope it lived a long and prosperous life. Ooh, that is a bummer. Double click purgatory is no fun. Saturday I will be taking off. I try and save my Saturdays for real life engagements. Not that I have a lot of those, but I do have a life outside of gaming and outside of my ordinary wage cage corporate 9 to 5. And I like to save Saturdays for making sure that I see people in person and put some effort into my social battery. So that day will probably remain clear unless there's special circumstances like holidays or very specific stuff on Fridays that force me to postpone that. And then we'll just continue plugging away with Paper Mario on Sundays. That series is rapidly approaching the halfway mark, and I think that will actually go by pretty quickly. We could up it. Genshin could get replaced here and there with Paper Mario if people are really enjoying that series, or if I just want to power through it to get to new capture card games. We'll have to see. But that's what my theory is for the week. That's the schedule I'd like to follow, and absolutely cannot guarantee that's going to happen. My energy level and motivation varies greatly. But I wanted to make this little mini screen here just to try and kind of convince myself that this is what I'm committed to and this is what I want to try and do. And I also just think it's a really cute screen. I got this. I also have this set up to toggle between my my webcam and my little dude, so I can be in the video game itself, which I think is really cute. I think I will generally try and keep the schedule and chatting screens to my actual webcam just to get myself more comfortable with being on webcam and talking on stream on webcam, and then gameplay will be more oriented around the reactive PNG. But with that said, we can probably hop into the wonderful world of Genshin here. If I can figure out where exactly. I have a lot more OBS scenes than I previously had, so it's been a little bit harder to navigate them. I guess the other thing I could do is I guess I could quickly show off where we're at with the stream layout. Except for I have the wrong gameplay thing up. Oops. Give me 1 second. There we go. So this is what it will ideally look like once it's all been finalized. These buttons are not active yet. The little doodle guys are not animated yet, and these buttons are actually, these aren't even buttons. These are labels that will have stream goals and stuff for latest followers, and it will kind of evolve, and the chat box obviously isn't functioning either, but hopefully shortly it will. Pretty quick work in Stream Elements, I think, will fix some of that stuff. And actually I kind of want to see how this all looks. Okay, I'm sorry, you've been hidden very temporarily. The one thing I did want to check is I tested this yesterday, but I didn't have gameplay running. I just had a static screen. I wanted to make sure that this wasn't too small of an actual gameplay screen, such that it's kind of hard to follow what's going on. But it looks like it's not so bad. I can pretty reliably see what's happening here, and I don't feel like it's too rough. So that's what's coming. I really like this layout. I think it's a little bit more engaging and should have some additional stuff for people to kind of latch onto or get involved with. But for the meantime, we'll go back to our boring gameplay screen, which is just me, just my little PNG and a gameplay screen. Hopefully this less engaging outlet won't be with us for too much longer, but it's been a beautiful starting point and a very fun way to get into streaming, and now hopefully kind of propel us a little bit further. So in the world of Genshin, I've been playing this game a lot off stream, mostly for the daily stuff, which is what we'll hammer out here in the beginning of stream. If I can actually, the map is so big I can't even figure out where I am. Holy smokes. Excuse me? Okay. I can't find, where the heck is Fontaine? Oh, I'm underground, that's why. Okay, the map, I forget that the map gets blotted out when you're selected something underground. There we go. Alright, so what we'll do just to start things out is go through our dailies and just kind of the more mindless tasks of Genshin and explain a little bit of what I've been doing with the game whilst playing off stream. I've tried to avoid doing anything super mega plot relevant so that we can kind of enjoy discovering what that's like and digging into the lore with stream. But I have been doing some of the exploration in Natlan and just kind of the like understanding some of the mechanics at play and what they mean, because there was a lot of stuff that I did not have a grip on. There were also some things that I just didn't know were in the game that are actually very rewarding and have some really cool like kind of miniature goals we could set for the stream, and I'll show some of those off here in just a second. The big one that I feel kind of stupid for not knowing about, but kind of showcases how long I've been away from the game, is what's called the Imaginarium Theater, which is almost like a secondary Spiral Abyss. For people who have been playing Genshin for a long time, or really any time, the Spiral Abyss is kind of like a Pit of 100 Trials style, to reference Paper Mario, but sort of like a descending combat challenge where things get increasingly difficult. And depending on how well you do with it, you get a certain amount of gems, which are pretty much outscale everything you would ordinarily get from the game very heavily. The catch being that... I'm sorry, who am I looking for? There's somebody left. Oh, okay, no, there's not. The catch being that the Spiral Abyss is only open every 18 to 20 days. And we can show where that is really quick. So the Spiral Abyss is on this little island and has literally been included since the very beginning of the game, when only Mondstadt and Liyue were available. Added now is this, the Imaginarium Theater, which is not only very whimsical and Alice in Wonderland kind of themed, which is very cute and fun, but it's also equally rewarding and on a slightly shorter timer. So it really increases how quickly you are able to get access to larger quantities of gems to do gambling and acquire better characters and weapons with. That, however, is not the only thing you can do with it. Every period, when you complete a certain number of stages within the Imaginarium Theater, you get this kind of non-purchasable currency. It's like kind of a key item in the game, but it lets you... I'm sorry, I got lost for a second. I'm trying to find the character that I was able to do this with. It lets you purchase cosmetics for some of the characters. So because I have been a dedicated Ganyu main for a very long time, and because she was one of the few that has it available in the current settings, not only do I have Ganyu's special costume from an event a couple years ago, but now she has what's called her Echo, which means when she runs, she leaves a little ice trail of lotuses, which is very symbolic to her character's story. Oh, there was a butterfly? Wait, give me that butterfly. Oh, I want the butterfly. But yeah, now I have this nice little extra cosmetic called her Echo, and there are quite a few other characters that I use. There's actually not that many characters who get them in general, but there are, of the characters that do, I have many of them. So it even works when she glides, and it looks kind of fun. And I hope they expand the system to either include many more characters, because I think Arlecchino would look awesome with it, but that's me being very biased. Or it would just be very fun if they added or applied different things to like different parts of the character, right? Like I think footsteps would be another really obvious like cosmetic choice that could be made. And actually, speaking of one of the other characters that does have echoes, two of them are actually in my existing party. So Zhongli is able to get his. Oh, what is this? Oh wow, I didn't realize there's actually a rating. Oh god, there's Arlecchino's getting a rework. My thoughts are please don't, because I think she's really good right now, but I'll have to read into that. I think that's more concerning for me than anything, but I'm also a little bit surprised that there's actually an assessment of character. Like the game rates your build on characters, and my Zhongli is pretty mid apparently. What I wanted to do was look at the dressing room, because he gets an Echo, which is this little kind of prismatic-esque thing on the back. And then there's Kazuha, and I think Kazuha's will be the one I attempt to get next, because I think his looks really cool. He's very leaf-themed, very maple leafy. I think technically it's more of like a Japanese maple, but that's getting a little horticultural maybe for a stream environment, but I really like his aesthetic. It matches the area from which he comes very well, and I think it fits him design-wise super well too. So there's a handful of characters. I think it's like 7 or 8 of them that have it viably. And it will take some time to get all of them, but I wouldn't bother with many of them as they're not characters I play super often. But that was something I learned and accidentally just kind of stumbled into while playing off stream. So as we will eventually when these things reset up here, we'll showcase what those challenges actually look like, because the Spiral Abyss is pretty straightforward, but the Imaginarium Theater is wildly complicated, and it took me one reset to kind of figure out what exactly was going on before I kind of had it down to more of a science. In the meantime, however, we'll just wrap up our dailies and burn our resin before we start. I'm hoping what we're going to do today is start one of our character quests, because we still have 3 of those outstanding, and I would like to get caught up. I don't actually know which of them are the shortest or the longest, so we're just going to go in order at this point, which means we'll be revisiting the area we're in right now, which is Fontaine, in a place that we haven't really seen a whole lot on stream yet. And right now, these are just my little easy daily tasks. I do want to look up the rework on... Oh gosh, I have to hit this tower and I'm targeting an enemy. I do want to look up the rework on Arlecchino, though. I'm a little nervous about that because she's very strong right now. And for how strong she is, she's a relatively simplistic character, which I really appreciate. She's getting a swapping animation change? Like, when she, like, changes character like this? Or, like, when she transforms? Okay, I'm kind of curious about this, actually. Hang on. I did want to look at my assessment of my character for her, though, too. Oh, let's go. She's maxed. Alright. I love to see that. That means that I at least built this... The game thinks I built this character well, which you'll love to see. I'm actually going to look at a couple others. What is my Ganyu? What is this? Oh, Ganyu has a buff right now because of an event, too. I'm really concerned about that. I like Arlecchino as she is. I think she's... I hope it's not a nerf. Because she's strong, but she's nowhere near the strongest character in the game. Like, there are some really brain-dead, like, high DPS characters that I don't even think she comes close to scratching, but... Oh yeah, my Ganyu is built well, too. I like to see that. What other characters have I sunk a decent amount of time into? It's probably more interesting to see, like, Navia, a character that I kind of half-built. Yeah, okay, so she's doing pretty well. She just doesn't have her talents maxed, which makes sense. Talents is the hardest thing in the game to maximize. Or at least the most time-consuming. And Furina. Furina's my most recent finalized build. And it looks like she's mostly just nerfed on talents. She has pretty good artifacts. I actually did stumble into an incredible artifact for Furina as well. Which makes me really sad because she is currently only running on a 2-piece set bonus because I found this goblet. Her existing goblet had, I think it's over here somewhere. Where'd you go? What's her set? It's this one. So her existing goblet came with primary stat HP, which is huge for her. She scales off of HP. But also had really good crit damage and really good energy recharge. Ideally, what you want here is actually for this to be Hydro bonus damage, as it does give her more damage. And wouldn't you know it, I stumbled into a goblet that has bonus Hydro damage. However, it's offset and it came from a generic boss. It does, however, come with literally perfect base stats upgrades. Meaning it has percentage HP to help replace the loss here. And it has crit rate of 10% and crit damage of 20%, which is an improvement on both fronts. The trouble is she loses a big chunk of health because of the primary stat, and she loses her offset, which means that I need to comp for that by doing one of two things. I need to find a flower that's in her set, and ideally matches these absurdly strong substats as well. And I need to take my primary stat of attack, which is pretty underwhelming for her, and replace it with these absolutely bonkers stats, which includes 27 crit damage, the 3% crit rate's not too hard, and 11 energy recharge. So this will happen a lot when you have a very built character, where you'll find an artifact that's almost perfect for them, but because of the dependencies of their other stats, it becomes very difficult to use without getting an equally perfect artifact in a different slot. So we may chase this some, but at the moment we will be continuing to try and build Seat Lolly, who I have had abysmal luck on with artifacts. I've been able to find 2 pretty good ones, but I've had 0 luck whatsoever with her others. So we'll continue marching on with that. I apologize, Alice. I need to go back and read some of your comments here, too. So let's see. What's the update on Arlecchino? Once the 5-star Pyro unit enters the... Oh, it's even zooming in on her. That's dramatic. Enters The image of a scythe blade, which resembles her signature weapon, appears above her head. Okay, so we did have some leak material. That's actually not the end of the world. Genshin leaks are sometimes surprisingly accurate. There are some people who have really good inside routes. Actually, the release of Arlecchino was leaked, and it was 100% spot on accurate. So, pending who it was, signature weapon appears above her head. I'll have to do some searching. Maybe have that ready for next stream. That could be extremely sad for you, boy. But did you just say I deserve it? Okay, fair. The Mavica. I gotta be honest. I think the odds of pulling for Mavica are getting really bad. I just don't like the way she handles. It's so clunky to have to get on the bike. And like honestly, that's a great argument for like why I'm concerned about changes to Arlecchino. I know, how dare me. How dare me is right. But it's one of the like reasons I'm really concerned about Arlecchino is that a lot of the really strong DPS in the game have like a degree of setup that's very clunky. And now you're just preying on my downfall. But Arlecchino's is very quick. So it might well be a nerf. I know she is considered to be definitely above average, but I'm hoping they don't like gut the kit because I kind of like the way it functions. And it's also like she's not a character without drawbacks either. She does do an insane amount of damage, but she's one of the only characters in the game that cannot be healed, which is a major nerf. Also, where am I going? What am I looking for? I'm looking for this. Okay, so this is my last little daily quest, and then we can do resin. Hopefully that shouldn't take me too long. Maybe I'll use that to try and highlight. Oops. Yeah, so Arlecchino has a mechanic. She's complicated in terms of her build concept. In terms of her execution, it's very simple once you have it set up, but it is kind of a pain in the ass to understand. And I'll try and highlight what it actually looks like as we do our resin for the day. Okay, so let's chop all these guys down. Hooray! Okay, I popped all the balloons, and now the world has decided I'm a good person because of it. And we can go report to Catherine with a Q that we've done our job for the day. Talk with our scouts, get our basic rewards here. And I can showcase how many gems we've worked our way up to as well, because we are making some decent headway. I should probably explain these two. Expeditions have been around forever. Basically, you just assign a character to go to a destination, and then after a set period of time, they get the rewards that are there. You don't really have to do it. You could easily ignore this and like not be any the less for it. I have like thousands upon thousands of all the things they give me because I just deploy the same things for like the useful materials over and over again. Because eggs can be used to cook revival items and so on, and the metals are good for crafting and whatnot. But the main reason I keep doing it day after day is because it does actually contribute to your battle pass. So it's one of the daily recurring battle pass rewards is for mining 10 items, and so I don't even have to break rocks. I just get them from that, and for some reason it counts. There are also characters that have expedition bonuses, either in terms of quantity or the time that it takes them to do an expedition, and that's part of their passive. They'll be highlighted when you select them in that menu. Okay, I have a lot of things yelling at me at the moment. Hang on. What did we get in the mail? Oh, notification that a quest is ending soon. Okay, so nothing crazy. It wasn't anybody's birthday. We don't have to pop off for that. What about my notices? Anything serious? Event. Which event is new? One of the mini games is coming back. Okay, that's not necessarily dramatic news. I do have a gameplay tutorial because I encountered an enemy. That's fine. Alright, so let's see if we can do a brief explanation of how Arlecchino's kit works, whilst also getting the rest of our daily activities done before we go and start our character quest. So this is the domain where Seatlolly's artifacts can be farmed. Thankfully, it is a relatively easy one that I can do with my existing party, and it thus makes for a very good display of how Arlecchino works. So, first and foremost, because Arlecchino cannot be healed, this party that I run currently does not have a proper healer. It has what's called a sub-healer. That's Bennett. Bennett is notoriously the best sub-healer in the game because his ult, the Q that's glowing red in the bottom right, or bottom left, yeah, bottom right, not only heals your party up to a percentage. You can see most of my characters float around like 75-ish% health. That's why, because Bennett is the one who heals them, and it can't exceed 75%. At the cost of that, however, there is a huge pyro damage bonus that is applied by the AoE he puts down. There's a timer? What? Oh, there is a timer. You can only be in a domain for like 999 seconds, just for hosting purposes, I think. But I don't think I've ever seen anybody go past it unless they AFK. But I'm going to try and narrate it and then display it. So Bennett he serves as the kind of off healer because Zhongli is so. What have I done? I fat fingered something. Zhongli is so tanky that he rarely needs a healer. Kazuha is rarely ever on the field and therefore never takes that much damage. And Arlecchino can't really be healed by anything other than herself. Bennett heals the other two characters when they need it and gives everybody a damage buff. Secondly, because Arlecchino can't get healed, it's really important that she doesn't take damage. Zhongli's not elemental ult, but his ability, when I hold E, you can see puts this little shield around me, this little geo-based prism. And that shield has like 180,000 health. It is really hard to get through. So if I swap to Arlecchino, she's pretty much free to do whatever she wants. So that's the explanation for Bennett and Zhongli. Kazuha is considered by many to be the most broken sub-DPS in the game because his elemental skill, which is this little hop up and drop, draws enemies in and then throws them back on the ground. And due to his artifact set, he's an Animo character, which is like the wind element, which lets him run. Where is he? Jesus. Oh, there he is. Lets him run this set, the Viridescent Venerer. I think that's how you say that. I'm not 100% sure. Which was for a very long time considered to be the best artifact set in the game. What it does is it gives him bonus Animo damage, which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. But this the 4-piece bonus is what it's all about. So it increases swirl damage by 60% and decreases opponent's elemental res to the element infused by the swirl reaction by 40%. So if the enemy has been struck by pyro, fire, and Kazuha hits it with wind afterwards, it shreds the elemental resist by 40, which is incredibly strong. And it's actually the reason why we're interested in Seat Lolly, because Seat Lolly gets the same effect, only not with an artifact set, but with her talents. When she has a fire and ice-based reaction, she shreds both the fire and ice resistance by additional 20%. Part of the reason this is such a big deal is because as enemies get stronger in this game, the primary way that they become tankier is by getting more elemental resistance as opposed to more health. They do a lot more damage too, but you can still blow them up every bit as fast if they shred. So this is what the standard rotation will look like. Just me at the soft serve machine doing swirl damage. I just had a McDonald's ice cream cone today too, so that feels relevant. Okay, so usually when I start combat, I start with Zhongli because the first thing I want to prioritize is that I can't take damage. So we'll summon the enemies here, pop our shield, and we're functionally invincible. Bennett comes out, applies pyro, Kazuha comes out, shreds elemental resist, and then Arlecchino applies all of her damage. And as you can see, everything dies really, really quick. So that actual combat sequence took us 4 minutes because so there's your answer. I had another like 400 seconds before the time ran out. So that's very well done. The one thing I didn't do there is explain how Arlecchino's kit works, because hers is easily the most complicated. Again, it's mostly in its setup. You weren't wrong. I did yap a lot of the time away. That's fair, though. This is the juice, though. This is the juice of Genshin combat, which I actually kind of enjoy. Though it is, I'm going to eat my words on this. I've made a lot of comments. This is my other confession to make. Let me quickly capture my rewards here. I've done a lot of talking during our time playing Genshin about how this game is not that hard. I ran into a piece of content that I did not know existed that really, really made me rethink that sentence. I found, so maybe I'll explain it. I'll show it. We'll just show it instead of yapping. Because it really threw me for a loop. It like legitimately made me eat my words. I will admit it. I was very wrong. But before I do that, we are going to quickly look at Arlecchino's kit. So every character has an ability, which is your E key, and an ult, which is your Q key. Bennett's ability is, and most of them have a charge on the ability and a quick on the ability. So Bennett's charge on his ability is this little, like, jump slam, and he blows himself up with it, which is kind of a character quirk. His ult is this big AoE. Kazuha, Zhongli's ability is his shield. It won't give you a shield if you cast the quick, though. His ult is summon a giant meatball, and that will actually freeze enemies in Geo, like in stone. It will Medusa them. Kazuha's ability is the crowd control jump and drop, and then a very, very large reapplying Animo AoE. So this will absolutely shred even bosses and regular enemies' resistance to elements, which is really cool. Arlecchino's is actually, I'm going to save hers. Well, no, we're going to have to yap for a little longer. So she has a quick in a long cast ability, which is this little kind of like cross hail of blades. And when that hits something and damage gets done to them, it accrues what's called a bond of life. And when I recall it by charged attacking, I will get a little red bar over my health bar. And what that does, in simple terms, is give me a ton of damage. Like ridiculous scaling. It also ups my crit chance and a whole bunch of other things. It also prevents me from healing whenever I have any amount of bond of life applied to myself. Also true of the enemies it's on as well, which is kind of a fun fact. There aren't many enemies that heal, but it does stop that if you want it to. So what this looks like, see if I can like do it slow enough to showcase. We go through our usual rotation, and then she applies her ability. Charged attacks and recalls it. Now you see how that giant red orb that I expend on, or red line on all of my abilities? I expend that at the cost of getting more damage. And that's what makes Arlecchino so broken, is that the better you have her built, the slower that bond of life gets expended, so your damage is very sustained. The last mechanic of her, actually I haven't even been looking at my artifacts. I don't actually need that. I have a pretty good one of those. So what we're looking for Seat Lolly is a headpiece, a goblet, or a timepiece that have elemental mastery as the primary stat. That's the big wish for her. And it's been going very poorly, apparently deservedly, according to our lovely Twitch chat. But I'll take that. I'll take that. And you can do this very quickly. I've been narrating, but you can usually finish these really fast. So we're going to apply our Bond of Life. So I have that. Now when I ult, I end the cooldown, which is very long for my skill, and can immediately reapply. And I heal myself for whatever Bond of Life I didn't use. So Arlecchino is very much designed around applying her Bond of Life repeatedly and rinse and repeating her own cycle of damage when a situation is tense, right? So usually I don't ult everyday enemies on Arlecchino, but I save it for a boss fight where I don't have enough damage to blow through it in one rotation. Ooh, this could be good. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I thought we had it. I thought we actually got one useful piece. It has pretty bad substats, but this is probably worth saving. Energy recharge is a relatively rare stat on timepieces, so we will save that, but it's not quite what we're looking for. So that's the rough outline of how this comp works. Crown? Crown, though? What is crown, though? Did I have another artifact in there? Yeah, so usually when I look at artifact domains, when I get the rewards from these, the color coding matters. So anything that's 4-star is purple, and anything that's 5-star is yellow. And I don't usually pay attention to 4-star artifacts, just because they are pretty nerfed in comparison to things like 4-star weapons. And actually, I can demonstrate that. I actually got lucky, and I got 2 of them, please. One time. Okay, that's actually technically usable, because this will always be HP on a flower. So the difference being is that 5-star artifacts max out at level 20 upgrades, and 4-stars max out at level 16. And every 4 levels, you get an upgrade or an addition to your substats. And any artifact will get to 4 substats. So as an example of opportunity cost, in upgrading this to level 16, 2 of my upgrades would not improve my crit rate or HP, but would add other stats, and then I would get 2 upgrades. So ideally what you're looking for... let's see if I got one. Oh, dang. Actually, that's pretty good, too. Dang, that's actually really good, minus the defense, but that has a chance. Ideally, what you want is a 5-star artifact with 4 substats at base, so that you get the full 5 upgrades. And if you want to get really into the minutia, technically, these all have theoretical max values to start. So crit damage at 5.4 is the maximum. Crit rate at 3.5 is the maximum. I might be wrong on crit damage. I know 3.5 is the max for crit rate. So there's a world where if this had another substat, this could be very close to a perfect base artifact because it will always have attack as the primary because it's a feather. And if it only rolled on the crit damage and crit rate randomly, it would be very, very solid for people that use this set and for people that are built around crit chance and damage. Crit damage and crit rate are two of the hardest things to build just because you kind of need both of them. The general rule of thumb for Genshin is that you want to run between a 70 to 75% crit rate and between a 130 to 140% crit damage. Anything beyond that is bonus. I personally feel it's a little bit better to run closer to 80% crit rate and give up a little bit of the crit damage if you have to. But there are easily characters that can run 90% crit rate and pretty close to 200 or even 250% crit damage. And a lot of that is owed to 5-star characters having custom weapons. So Arlecchino's signature weapon, the Crimson Moon Semblus, which I think is personally maybe the most... I think it's one of the cooler weapons I've ever seen in a game, is based around crit rate. So it has incredibly high max attack. That's very high for a melee weapon. Yeah, I knew you were going to comment on that. And its crit rate is not terribly high, but it contributes to her crit rate, so she needs less of it from her artifacts than otherwise would. That said, she also has a... where the heck is her... Does she not get a passive? Her passive also increases her crit rate, too. As you level characters, this is a feature I would love to change about this game. When you level them up, it does highlight what you get from upgrading passives. Arlecchino has eyes like the sky god. Yeah, no, there are a lot of theories about this character. If I ever idle for too long, she will sometimes start to like glitch and like sort of static around in her stationary position. She might do it while we sit here, I'm not sure. She either does that or she sits down in a chair. But there are a lot of theories that she is like a mistake. Like she's not... Yeah, here she goes. I would let her make that face at me all day. What? You didn't hear anything. There are a lot of fan theories around this character, and actually a lot of it is derived from this phrase, Crimson Moon from this weapon, Crimson Moon Semblus, as a lot of the theories revolve around the moon goddesses being the ultimate antagonists of Genshin. And we will absolutely be discussing the absurd lore of this game in maximum detail. And for those who are big fans of the Paimon is actually evil theory, that is the one that ropes her in, is that Paimon is one of the moon goddesses, either in disguise or just a very young one that doesn't know what it's doing. So feel free to read into that. Mindsleaf runs a very good YouTube channel about Genshin lore and has a lot of crazy and fun theories if you want to explore that. It's where I get a lot of my information from. I like that I'm giving chat anxiety by not collecting my rewards fast enough. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Defense is almost always the stat you don't want to see, but all right. I also have one other fun little Easter egg that I learned about from Mindsleaf's channel recently to share with stream today that I'll save for the very end because I think it's really cute. And I'm kind of surprised I didn't know about it. I think it's from one of the more recent areas, but I definitely could. I just don't think I would ever be... Well, who knows? Maybe it'll happen someday. If it does, I'll have to do something. I'll have to donate to a charity or something. Alright, but we'll power through these so we can get into the actual content here. Come here. I don't like these guys because they don't move very quickly, and I kind of want them to pile up because it makes it a lot easier to damage them. Yeah, see, like I got them kind of split into two here, but that's okay. Ooh, I might have to ult here. It's going to be really close. Okay. And yeah, so part of the reason I liked Arlecchino, not just for design, which is the main reason, but as a playable character, part of the reason I like her is because her damage comes out very quickly. Hits very hard, but has very clear drawbacks, and as long as you build around it, she feels perfectly fine to play with. There are some characters that are obscenely strong, but that just do not feel that way for me. Like, New Valette is a great example. The now Hydro Archon, is very broken, and as far as I'm aware, is still one of the strongest characters in the game. He may not be the strongest anymore, but he's for a very long time sat as the reigning best DPS, but his damage just felt very clunky to use and had a lot of startup time to kind of get it configured. Ooh, please, let me go out on a win. Yeah, gross, that's a flower. I keep thinking that's the timepiece, it's the flower. Rest in peace. So we, after a 4th consecutive day of farming artifacts, have gotten absolutely nothing for Sea Lolly. But what we did do, what's this all about? Why was this highlighted? On the Trail of Behemoths. This must be a new event they added recently. So we'll get the rest of our battle pass. I'm using the free battle pass right now. If we get all the way down to 50 by the end of it, I might spend the $10 to get the extra rewards, just because I am really hurting on the character level up materials. But I don't know. I don't really want to do that. I don't like paying for the battle pass. I think it's kind of stupid, but maybe. I don't know. Maybe in the spirit of the Fortnite battle pass meme culture, we'll go that route. But before we have any time to think about that, I need to find the story quests. And today we are visiting Chlorinde. Where you at? Judgment Day. Okay, that's kind of metal. My options are Top Note, Floral Debt, Beauty Expert, and Judgment Day. Fun. So Chlorinde lives in Fontaine, the capital city of Fontaine, nonetheless, which is just referred to as the court. Fontaine is very, very heavily modeled after France. French people, don't sue me. I've never been to France. I'm not really sure if this is lore accurate, biblically accurate France, but the developers have told me that it was supposed to look like France, so that's what I have to go off of. And here are, I guess, apparently 2 of the people involved. This is Farina, the former Hydro Archon, and Linny, who sits across from the chair. And Linny is the eldest of Arlecchino's orphaned children. She runs a very weird pseudo-Russian orphanage with a high level of discipline, but also a very high level of fun and creativity, and Linny embodies that very well. Chlorinde, the character right here that we are about to go on the story quest for, is the, I guess, the bailiff of the court of Fontaine. Basically, she's the executioner. She carries out the death sentences for the people who get judged by the big mechanical god. I think she murdered somebody's dad. I think it's Navia. I think she murdered Navia's dad or something. I guess it's not murder. He was convicted, but I think it was wrong. There was a lot of drama in Fontaine. It was very fun. I loved Fontaine, but if the hobby is murder, that might be a little forbidden. Just a tiny bit. But no, I really like Chlorinde. She's cool. And she's been one of the more stoic characters in Fontaine, which is a very theatrical area, so I'm kind of excited to see if she gets more personality. Oh, here we go. Asking you will receive. Oh. Well, I hope you experience other things, too. I mean, yeah, big mood for sure, but like, are there other emotions or just anger and sadness? Oh my god, this took a dark turn. I guess it did say Judgment Day. This might be kind of a whopper of a quest here. We'll have to see. Or maybe we're just going to go back to trial. Or maybe the judgment is a trial, and we're going to have to do the Archon quest part 2. Ooh, shout out to those hats, though. Oh, there she is. That's Navia. So she executed her dad, and they're like all cool about it now. It's cool. We fixed that. The charges were dropped. It's fine. They actually beat the allegations in this case. What are they playing? Are they shooting craps? What are we up to? Oh, I think we're in a play. I think we're doing theater. Neither am I, Paimon. Ooh, lore dump. Ooh, okay. I don't know if I'm supposed to know what that is, but I probably am. Cassador is a name I recognize, but I feel like I should probably know more about it than I do. Oh, don't just be the narrator. You're like the best swords person out of this group. She's like the Zorro of this arc. I do like his hat though. This was a land of many good hats. Also, I'm glad to see Farina's out and about. She had like a pretty real depression arc after the Archon quest wrapped up. We had to like her like story quest was basically just Farina goes to therapy. And it was cute. Like it was a really well done one, I thought, but it was it was kind of goofy too. Like I had some pointers. I think they could have handled parts of it better. But like I don't know, it made her feel very human, which I appreciate. Some of the story quests are just like you talk to God and God was very godlike. Good luck. Oh, we're going to the beach. Little Nicki Minaj segue here. All right, what are we doing? I'm gonna go pick up that mushroom. I do like those mushrooms. They make for really good healing food. Oh wait, did I not go close enough? Mickey Manjaj. It's a legendary. That's like a legendary terror vine pole. Oh, I just warped to the wrong point. That's why. Oops. Also, a big shout out to these guys. These are some of the biggest moods in this entire game. I love these things. And what's nice about them, I think, is they're undamageable. Oh no, they're not. I'm sorry. Please rest, little man. I don't like that they're damageable. A lot of the enemies are. I'm sorry. A lot of the animals are damageable because they can give you meat for cooking. But I tend to try and leave the wildlife in peace. That's actually been one of my biggest criticisms of Notlon is that you actually have to kill some of the wildlife because the character ascension materials come from them, which pisses me off. A fate-ometer? Are you kidding me? Do I like sniff it and it tells me if I'm the chosen one? Because I am, I think. Pretty sure I am the chosen one. Oh, the cake is so poisoned. If Paper Mario taught us anything on Sunday, the cake is not safe. Oh, that was some cringy dialogue. Lenny, please take that back. You're better than that. I love her outfit. I think Farina has one of the best general aesthetics. But also that top hat is pretty good too. Fontaine was very aesthetic. It was a very story-driven arc. I know a lot of people didn't like it because it was pretty slow, but I thought it was a bit of a relief from Sumeru, which was incredibly long and incredibly painful. Oh, I get a badge? Ooh, look at that. I get a little badge. Do I get to keep that? That's true. Pretty much everybody in this group is pretty good with a sword except for Paimon. And I guess Lenny. Lenny uses a bow. we're gonna rewrite history so that Paimon isn't in it. So Farina's very passionate about acting because as a sort of fake Archon, albeit she was kind of like soul-bound to the real Archon, she had to act publicly for hundreds and hundreds of years pretending to be the real Archon, or the face of the real Archon. So the way that we cured her depressive episode was having her lead a theater troupe in the city. Like we just made her the director of a play and then helped put it on, and it was all very cute. But now she's very immersed in the world of theater and dramatic arts. And Navi is just kind of dramatic to start with, but I think technically she's like a beat cop. Wait, are we playing D&D? Am I stupid? God, I think we're playing D&D. We are. We're absolutely playing D&D. Oh, I should have read the initial dialogue more heavily. We're writing character sheets right now. That is 100% going to be the title of this episode. I'll take arts and performance. So what? She has a really high charisma skill. I'm not sure what arts. Maybe arts is like what would that equate to in D&D? I feel like arts would be bard class. Paimon ends up being the bard. Let's be real. I get to choose my character sheet here. I'm gonna play this like I would in real D&D because I'm always the fucking medic. Oh, and insight, perception, raw perception check. I never fail those. I am that lame-o in a D&D party that's busy trying to keep everybody else from blowing things up, and then I have my one rogue moment where the neuron fires and I make a questionable decision, and then everything falls apart. That's me in a D&D party. Also, we get soup. Persistent stream element here, just a theme. If there was any theme to my streams, I think it's soup. No, wait. D&D. I think you're right. That is probably just a really big glass of tea, but that's a big cup. Okay, so what are we taking bets on who's what in the party? I feel like she's definitely the like serious, isn't very good at role playing. Farina's way too good at role playing. Bard doesn't get anything done. Lenny's the rogue for sure. And then I think we're like the cleric. We're gonna play the cleric. I think they actually said GM. Okay, we're playing D&D. All right. Oh God, is Paimon like the necromancer? Is she a wizard? I'm surprised I didn't know about this. This would have released around about the time I started getting back into D&D. Oh shit. Do I get a choice here? Oh, so Chlorinde is the DM. Okay. What? Was this like paid for by Wizard of the Coast? Yeah, okay, they're just introducing failure and critical failure. Oh, this could be really fun. Wait, this is tight. Okay, so the Fatometer is this game's equivalent for just the D20. Oh, we're not doing that. Mama didn't raise no bitch. We're playing an authentic mode. Watch me net one everything. The Fatometers serve as indicators for Destiny's course to success. Oh, this is so fun. Wait, we've been away from our campaign for a little while. I kind of wish Dew was here. Dew, who frequently pops in and out of chat and is featured on the Stardew co-op scene recently, is actually our current campaign DM. So I think he would get a kick out of this. Yeah, like we just straight up have like attribute bonuses and everything. Hopefully this won't be too hard for me to like at least figure out mechanically. Oh, what? Farina, where's your spirit of adventure? Also, I hope you have some awesome tea. You're kind of making me think about making some tea now, too. Oh, Navi is so in it. She's definitely the bard. She's the troublemaker. She's pushing for that raw RNG. Oh, we're playing an authentic mode. What do you mean RNG? You're in a video game. How are you conscious of this? We'll have to see. I feel like Chlorinde could be kind of a morbid DM. Oh, this is tight. Wait, I did not know this. This is a legit blind moment for me. Oh, this is so cool. I love her drawing. Paint me this scene.
Over the land. They created a host of monsters and sent them to slaughter all humans in existence. Soon, a group of human rebels banded together. With their swords raised, they swore to brave the darkness, and in doing
I'm gonna change the stream title.
each and every monster that sought their destruction. They became known as the Monster Hunters.
Sorry, I'm updating the stream title because I think this is really funny.
Sometime later,
Alright, now we're in there.
you receive a commission. Following the address provided on the message, you take a boat and arrive at this strange city.
Do I get to write myself in?
You can taste the slightly salty air of the docks as you begin to survey your surroundings. There aren't many people in the vicinity, but you do take note of a few others who, like you, seem to be sizing up this place. Your eyes meet, and you realize these people are fellow Marshose hunters, likely led to this location after receiving the same commission as you.
Oh, Navi just jumps right in. She's writing herself in. So the party gets together.
Okay, count me in. My name is
Oh, they give him a little eye patch. Oh, he's such a rogue. He's such a rogue. He's got the little flask. The little, like, oh, the gear eye patch. That's so nasty. I love that. So Farina's the noob. Okay, Farina's the noob. And she's the bard. Okay, so they give her a little lute and lyre. Oh, her hat is so cute, too. Yeah, okay, so she's definitely the noob. She's like the person who's kind of just role-playing as themselves because they're learning how things work. Yeah, and then the vet is like coaching them on. This is so real. Oh, look at me. I'm a doctor, so I bet I get different pictures depending on what I chose. It's been so long since I've heard Lumine's voice actor, too. That's crazy. Aw. Navia looks great. So, do we actually have to act this out, like, for real, or are we just still playing a board game? I'm kind of confused if this is, like, the story world. I think it is. Ooh, so we're even role-playing in a different town. This is so cool. Actually, this is kind of perfect. I love this. Ooh, okay. Ghost town. Oh, let's go. Lenny kind of knows where he's at. He's a vet, too. So we got a clash action lawsuit type thing going on. Great idea. That's a legitimately solid decision. Okay, so I am actually going to have to move around in this game world, I'm pretty sure, because it just spawned me into the game. Are the characters going to be real, too? Wait, this would be so cool if the barkeep is Diona and Venti's there. Take me away, video game. She sure does. She looks pretty downtrodden. How do they dress up the citizens? I wonder how combat works too. I wonder if they really make this like D&D. I think this could be super fun. This could almost be like a mini game. She's cooking for them. Farina's the noob. Melancholic young woman. Oh, see, I have to pull things together. I legit, I get to do an insight check. It just straight up says insight check. How did they not get like trademarked for this? Do I immediately boof it? I must not have boofed it. Okay. Man, they even brought in like the DM logic. The insight check was not rolled by me, but by her. Oh man, I must have crit that shit. That's crazy. So she's got a husband who's in like the National Guard, and he's got to deal with the monster problem. Maybe we go try and find him. Linny playing the most respectful rogue ever. Okay, so Navia's like really on the food. Okay, so we're gonna go through a little bit of information gathering here. Oh, okay, so I think this is oh no, I am in the game. All right, cool. I was gonna say, I like that it gives us the Doors of Resurrection, because I think that means if like my internet cuts or something, we'll cut back to this point of the quest, which is very helpful. Alright, what's up, big man? Tell me what's going on. So maybe this has been a long-term crisis? Oh, man, you must be really tall, dude. Oh, so they have Clorinde's voice actor cover all the characters. Okay, so Linny tried to bribe him, but he must have whiffed it. Farina's haggling. Oh, I see. I'm gonna call on Linny for this. The rogue is better. Oh, it's a little quiet. Is the game is a little quiet? Hang on just a second. Where the hell is my game audio, actually? Let me try and fix that. 1 second. Mike Ox, okay, hang on.
Reserves within the city, so if this continues, we're all gonna be in big trouble.
Wait.
Is that
You're
better?
saying no one has put a plan in place to distribute supplies or maintain order? We could all starve and those nobles in the palace wouldn't even break a sweat. Who knows? Maybe they've been in cahoots with the monsters all along.
I think that should be a little bit better. Let me know if not. I can kick it up in the game settings too, but I'll have to be in the menu, not in the cutscene. So it looks like I've made some decent choices so far. I chose the right person to try and do the persuasion, and I also didn't fail my insight check, which is huge. I love his design. His D&D picture is by far the best. Okay, let me see.
Oh, how about the city square? Follow me.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I can't tamper directly with the game's audio in this setting because it's an isolated, where am I going? Okay. It's an isolated, like, quest. This is kind of like a weird game state, I think. But I did have one of my audio sources muted that I think was meant to be for this. Let's go talk to this guy really quick. We'll keep the story rolling while we try and troubleshoot audio questions.
Notice your approach. Still immersed in his own thoughts, he shakes his head and lets out a long sigh.
So hopefully, yeah, okay. I think that should be better.
Maybe I can get some information out of him.
So Farina's going to try her hand.
Hello, sir. Is there anything I can do to help you?
Is she going to do a song? Please do a song.
Wait. Oh, dear goodness. You
recognize us?
Yes. Oh, I didn't expect you to actually
I think it's so cute that they have Chlorinde do the voices of all the characters.
What happened here?
Alas, we once lived comfortable, carefree lives. This, however, monsters have once again surrounded the city. Perhaps the seal that kept them at bay has lost its power.
Ooh, so we've gotten the first whiff of our big bad evil guy for the campaign. I wonder if this is a one-shot or if this is going to be like a 7-hour mission.
I have no idea how to deal with them. Most people my age have never even seen one of the monsters, much less been trained to fight against them. When I was a child, though, my grandfather would tell me stories about how the marsh, to be perfectly honest, I was starting to think all those stories were just tall tales. But now that I've seen you in person, I finally know that it was true.
Well, you can rest easy, friend. The righteous and formidable
Yeah, that's right.
marshals
We're on the
hunters
case.
are
We're
on
gonna
the case.
make this right.
The man is
I think, or not. Maybe we'll make it terrible. I did choose the option that lets you fail skill checks, so hopefully we'll get at least a little bit of chaos.
If we are going to hunt the monster,
All I know is that the area outside the city is dangerous. I'm afraid I can't point you toward a specific location. Oh, although, if you leave the capital through the main gate and follow the road...
I see.
Ah, so we've got our next informant.
Be careful. Oh, and one last thing. The monsters outside the city are just part of the problem. They're actively working with the monsters and have corrupted the court ministers.
So
with
there's
malicious
political
magic.
uprising as well.
They're the reason why, even inside the city, everything has been even one of
Ooh,
our
this is
kindest
kind of a
ministers
mix-up
has
from
turned
Notlan,
evil.
where the government was like
Coalition,
actually kind of
unreasonable
doing the
figure.
right thing and helping people
Interested
out.
in nothing but
In this
enacting
D&D
laws
campaign,
that
the
exploit
government is
people.
not your friend.
Talk about being stuck between a...
I feel bad for him. Maybe we should try to cheer him up.
So we could try and cook him something, but we're gonna have Farina sing a song because that's way funnier.
I appreciate your kindness, brave hunters. I leave the...
Oh, come on. Ooh, cute little loading screen too. We all have our little player icons.
If I understood correctly, there are currently 2 problems in the kingdom that need solving.
Exactly. We need to defeat the monsters outside
Or are we
the
gonna
city
split up? Are we
and
gonna
take
make the
down
classic
evil
mistake of
sorcerers
splitting up?
stirring up trouble.
But which problem should we tackle first?
Well, this seems like a good moment for a break. Take some
Oh,
time
it's tea time.
and discuss what you want to do. Let me know when you've made your decision.
I really didn't expect the people in the city to keep us at arm's length like that. I totally thought the hunters would be treated like heroes.
Well, Chlorinde said the script took cues from the real history of Fontaine, right? Maybe the real-life Marshosei hunters were also treated like that.
I apologize if the
wouldn't
audio
say
buff
perfect
also buffed
representation of
Paimon's
history,
voice. I
but there are
can't help
definitely
with that.
some similarities. Would you like to hear
Thankfully,
more about
Paimon's been pretty mute for this
Sure.
section, so hopefully that'll
As
stay
long
the
as it
same.
doesn't spoil anything in the script. You brought up bits and pieces of the
Hunter's history before, but it was all in passing.
Oh, look at Navia being a considerate player. She's trying not to go too far off the DM's plan.
All Marashose hunters were ordinary mortal fighters. The only...
Huh? So you mean...
In theory, yes. All you would need to do is survive the rigorous training and master the swordsmanship technique. Still, most people dropped out at the early stages, and others called it quit.
What kind of monsters did the hunters fight exactly?
The land of Fontaine once
Paimon, you don't get to
an
ask
ancient
about the
dynasty
monster
known
manual.
as Remuria. After that dynasty fell, monsters began to appear, intent on obstructing humans from establishing a new social order. One of the ancient sorcerers of Remuria used his power to assemble a formidable army of
Ooh,
golems.
I do like me some Lolum
He sought
Gugs.
to use that force to establish himself as king.
Now, wait a second. Don't tell me that guy was the inspiration for the evil sorcerer in the script. We still haven't found any in-game information on him yet. So, why don't you talk about...
Well, I wasn't planning on going into anything you might be able to find out in the game. But if you want me to talk about something else, then...
Wait, but those people
Oh gosh,
are
am I gonna have to like
super long
dig
time
through
ago.
stuff?
From my master.
Who was your master?
Huh. By master, you mean Miss Petronia?
Is someone you know?
Absolutely.
I
Miss
don't know them.
Petronia and my father were good friends. Back in the day,
Wait,
she would
this is
often
getting
bring
more
Chlorinde
messed
over
up
to
because
play, but
your father got
then-
murdered by
Let's
her
not
friend,
get
his
off topic.
friend's student. Then
Anyway, back to what I responded
yeah,
to the
Chlorinde was
Julius
like, let's
call.
not talk about
A
that. We don't
number
have
of
to go back to
warriors
the
followed
family
Cassiodor
murdering
into
saga.
battle against the monsters. This group of warriors, under Cassiodor's leadership, became known as the Marashose
I'm
Hunters.
assuming that she is one of these
Yes.
things IRL,
As
right?
Fontaine
Like this is
entered
meant
an
to
era of
mirror her
peace.
actual background.
Their work gradually...
Ah, I see. That explains why most of the people
Yeah,
in the
okay.
script have forgotten
So
the
we're
hunters or
mimicking
think of them as
mimicking real
nothing more
life,
than
but
a
we're
legend.
learning about it
Is
slowly.
that really a bad thing, though? It can get tough always being the one shouldering everyone's expectations.
Yeah, Farina would know. That's brutal.
Depends on who you ask, I suppose. If the name of the organization no longer commands respect, investigative work is bound to suffer.
Spoken like a true child of the
Speaking
hearth.
Investigations. Which I vote monsters.
Farina
That's
wants
the
to
main
bop
duty
the
of
monsters.
hunters, right? We can come.
Well said, Miss Farina. Plus, if the sorcerers really are the masterminds behind this whole thing,
what about you, partner? What do you think?
I think I'm going to agree with them. Look at that crab. Oh, did anybody see the crab? What is the crab doing? Navia, you've got a crab. It's climbing. It wants the tea. Oh, what? Hang on. We're time coding that for sure. I want that clip. That was hilarious. Shout out to that crab. That was, let's see, somewhere around the 128.20. Oh no, my pen. Not like this. Really need to fix that plugin. That was one of the funnier things I've seen in a cutscene. But I'm going to go with the monsters. I'm going to agree with the party. I'm not going to be different.
All right.
I don't know if I could override
After
them
some
anyway.
discussion, you decide to turn around and head...
This is probably the incorrect decision. But I'm here for it. I want to see what the combat looks like. So this really just is set in Mondstadt.
Let's take a look around, like that guy said.
And we're looking for a group of guards. Oh shit. It's a guard.
An armored man approaches you. He has a tall, muscular build and a determined expression in his eyes. Although he's trying his best to conceal his current state, his uneven gait and the sweat dripping down his forehead make it obvious that
Oh,
been
he's not doing
wounded
so hot.
and is
I'm a
captain
medic.
of the
Wait, I can
guard.
help with this.
I saw you sneaking around the city earlier, so I'll only ask this once. State your purpose, or it's off to the dungeons for the lot of you.
Wow, it's been a while since someone's...
I said talk, not whisper between...
Have you ever heard
Classic
of the
DM
Moshe
moment.
hunters?
Marashose hunters? Ha! That fairy tale...
Uh-oh, he doesn't believe us. I'm going to see if I can help him. Ooh, I have to draw a card. Uh-oh. Ooh, oh, I failed it big time. Immediate check fail. I didn't crit fail it though. That's big.
With some suspicion, the captain allows you to survey. Unfortunately, you're unable to adequately.
Sorry.
Well, this is no ordinary wound.
Oh, but we do get info, so that's good.
By a monster. Now tell me. He regards you with suspicion for quite some time before
Sir, we were indeed in the city earlier, but our purpose was only to
Okay,
gather
Navia being
information.
honest,
Our
that's
guards
big.
Are still fighting the monsters as we speak. They could be seriously.
Navia did not airmail her persuasion check. That's big.
The man
Farina can't
regards
fail
you
her
with
checks, the
doubt
rest of us
and
can.
concern. After a
So I
period of
definitely threw the
inner
balance
struggle,
out of order.
He lets out some of our new recruits have never even dealt with a petty thief, and now they're out there fighting monsters.
Damn, I really wish I hadn't botched the
Don't get too worked
check
up.
on
You need to
healing. That
focus
would have
on
been
your
nice.
recovery.
Maybe we would have
Just
gotten an
leave the
ally.
monsters to us.
Hearing you say that, a glimmer of hope. Those monsters aren't easy to deal with. But if you insist on going, I won't stop you either. I just hope all the guards will be able to come back to their families alive.
An admirable
I wish
desire.
you the best of luck.
Seems like a noble individual. Probably not tied to the sorcerers. But maybe, who knows, maybe he's an informant. Maybe we're at the neighbor's dog is an FBI informant stage of the Kool-Aid Jammer already.
Let's go. Hopefully
Where
we're
am
not too
I?
late.
I'm in the circle. Oh, there we go. Okay, it had to update. Quest was lagging behind. We've found some
As you
additional
approach
guards.
The battlefield, you see numerous people lying by the side of the road. They appear to be dressed like guards.
Well, they sure do look like the last
Their
guy we just
faces
saw.
are
So,
filled with desperation and terror. Some are screaming.
ooh, do we have
and
like a
cursing
mind
in
flayer
vain,
type demon? That would be
as
sick.
if still trying to banish the monstrosities they saw.
That
from
guy
their
doesn't look
minds.
terribly healthy. This dude is just another posture guy. Way to hold your form, man. It's not easy, especially, you know, like in a war.
A few of the wounded look up at you in shock and
Yeah, we do look
disbelief.
oddly out of place here.
Quick, leave this place. Turn around and don't look back. They yell.
Okay, well, let's see. Let's keep going. We clearly ignore their advice, because why wouldn't we? Am I getting ambushed? There's no guards here. I'm getting ambushed. When does Chlorinde tell me to roll initiative? Come on. Oh, it's got to be in here for sure. Can I pick up these swords? Ah, not quite. Oh yeah, we're getting ambushed for sure. I mean, look at that. There's claw marks on the door.
This is the place he mentioned, right?
You see broken iron swords scattered all
To be honest,
around
Chlorinde,
you,
they don't look completely
and
broken.
downed trees riddled with terrifying claw marks. All the signs point to one thing. A truly devastating battle just took place here.
You can tell by the singular patch of fire.
Be on your guard, everyone. The monster.
Before you can finish your sentence, you hear
Ooh, are they
rustling
dire
sounds
wolves?
from
I don't like
surrounding
that.
bushes. The monsters have
They
emerged.
are gross.
They close in on you without fear.
So they probably do that on purpose because they do have a status condition, and that would be like
You're
kind of
just
tied into
another
D&D.
meal for
Like maybe they
them
can
to
fear
devour.
me, maybe they can poison me.
A little help here. This thing wants to eat.
Your battle round begins now.
Oh, I do. I have to make a combat check, and I have to make... Is this my initiative roll, or do I do actual turn-based combat? Okay, not bad, not bad. I don't have any modifiers, though. Most characters I play, that'd be a 15, but... oh, I see. So it just determines my, like, actual skill here. Okay.
Yoo-hoo!
Step right up.
Yo, that's a lot of damage from that lady.
Coming at ya.
Okay, so this isn't too bad. Oh, I'm still Pyro on the Traveler.
The next battle round begins now.
Oh, shit, wait, what? Oh, gosh, okay, so it's not like a single thing. I gotta, like... Oh, my God, Farina does so much damage.
Now
What?
disappear.
Ow. Oh, that hurts a lot. Oh, my gosh, this thing is kind of tanky.
Stop that! Yeah.
Oh, I forget that she's a sword character. Okay, we need to be using Farina. There we go. We definitely got clocked.
The monsters let out a terrifying roar of anger and resentment.
I like the way he, like, fell
before
apart.
dissipating.
That was funny. I look like a Lego Star Wars death.
Thank goodness it's over.
We're lucky the Marashose Hunter class came with all those preset skill points. Otherwise,
I never knew the photometer even determines the amount of damage you inflict.
Yeah, that's right.
If you get
That was like the
unlucky,
easy version of combat in
isn't it just
D&D.
game over, right? That's part of the fun. The uncertainty.
Just as you begin to celebrate
We haven't
your
explained the
victory,
death mechanic to
a
Farina yet.
suspicious lump on the
You have
ground
to make saving
catches your
throws, all that
attention.
stuff. I mean, we'll get her up to speed. She's doing pretty good for a rookie, though, I have to say.
Could it be the thing?
I walk up to it, crouch down, and begin to carefully examine it. I've still got my right glove on, so it should be fine for me to touch it, right?
As you investigate the mound, you discover that the exposed portion appears to be made of wood. It was previously obscured. by the
Ah,
white
did we
form
find our
of the
first loot?
monsters.
Are we looting the
With
bodies?
The monsters gone. The small
Whoa, it's a treasure chest!
Ooh, is this a trap? Wait, are we doing our first trap check? Let Lenny do it. Lenny has sleight of hand. Please let Lenny do it.
With everyone's help, you successful even without a...
Makes sense. We worked hard for this. Let's hope.
I can understand your excitement, Paimon, but think about it. Doesn't it seem like
Yeah.
Oh, or he goes the generosity route. We're gonna get him killed. It's a trap. The chest is always trapped. It's a
Or all
mimic.
those guards
Wait,
who
do
got
we get a
hurt
mimic?
fighting the monsters.
Wait, is that how it works? Paimon thought since we...
Well, let's put it this way. Any decision you make during a role-playing game
This is a valid
can
piece of
impact
commentary
the
from
future
Navia.
course of the story.
Gotta
But
think about
will
that butterfly
people
effect.
Really believe us? It's hard enough for us to prove we're Marcia Say hunters.
that's definitely something we should consider. Maybe we could.
Well, if donating it could cause that much trouble, why don't we use...
Looks like you're facing a difficult choice once again.
Oh man, group talk.
Well, it's getting late. What?
Wow, where did the time go?
I think this is a different voice actor for Farina. She sounded
I'm not
really
sure if it's
different.
because I'm having so much fun with you all, or because the story is particularly enticing. But
None of us has even
I
put a
feel like I could
remote
almost-
dent in our
Here,
tea.
here. Ooh, how about we play through the night? I'm
She's
not
she's
sure
not
I'll
ready for the
have it.
long session
Yeah,
yet.
that won't work for me either. Lynette will give me an earful if I get home too late.
I
Oh, here's
understand
the
how you
real
feel,
here's the
Navia,
real final
but I
boss
have
of
to change
D&D is
venues
getting
for the next
everybody
part of the
together
story
again.
Anyway.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. There's a special note for the GM at the end of this section that says to proceed to an indoor set for the next...
Ah, so we have a location
Really
change. We're
pulled
going
out
over
all
to
the stops
Navia's
for this
house
new
for the next session.
Even if we end the game for the day, we can still stay a little longer and hear Chlorinde finish her story, right? I don't want...
Something tells me you just want to finish the free desserts before we break.
That's just a coincidence.
No, she's right,
okay?
Paimon. She's right.
Besides,
You've been
if
called
Paimon
out.
not finishing
Accept
free
it.
food feels even worse than
This is how it
having on
goes.
her own. And anyway, Paimon really does
That's
want
true.
to
I
know
do
about
actually kind of want to know more about her story. She was a character that got really glossed over. Story doesn't have a happy ending. I'm gonna say it's okay to not finish it.
It's nothing. I appreciate the concern.
So there we go. We finished our first session as a party. I would say altogether that went pretty smoothly.
My
We didn't screw up
earliest
too
memories
much
of living with
stuff.
Master. According to her, she saved me from certain people of ill repute. My birth parents.
What a heck.
Master was a fascinating individual. If inexperienced in the ways of raising children, my first ever toy was a short sword.
That's
Although
crazy.
I suppose it wasn't so much a toy. as
Forget
something
Rock'em
Master
Sock'em
removed
Robots.
from
You
her
just
waist
gave them a
and handed to
blade.
noisy child in need of distraction.
Oh, wait, so she handed an action.
Of course I did. I cut my palm and bled quite a lot. But Master was not concerned. She just stood there and casually lectured me about it. See, that's what you get for not holding the sword properly, she told me. She then crouched down next to me
Dang, that's
and said,
so Chlorinde got heavily
Excuse me
thunderdomed in
for
her
asking
youth,
this,
is what we're
Chlorinde,
learning.
but how old were you exactly when all this?
probably around 3, give or take.
3? Isn't that when most
That's a
kids are
pretty
still
rational
struggling
reaction
to
from
walk
Farina.
As I said, Master was rather inexperienced in the ways of...
You know what?
So
Based
sure this
parenting
is
strategy.
experience.
Thunderdome them straight away. They'll learn eventually.
I didn't see anything wrong with her ways at the time. And anyway, children don't
This is
get to
normal.
choose
This is how
they're
things
raised.
go. Kids gotta
Oh,
learn.
she did bring me back a pet from Liyue once.
Oh,
It was
little
a
Bubba.
Bishop hatchling.
A Geo Bishop hatchling? For a pet? That seems even more dangerous.
Yeah, they're pretty roly-poly. I like these guys. They're goofy.
What she said was this. Make sure to get along, you two. If you really can't agree on something, just settle it with a fight. Whoever loses is the real pet.
And how old were you when this happened?
5.
Well,
No, I lost.
so you're saying you actually became...
Yes, but only for a week. By the end of
What?
that week, I defeated it in combat. And we've shared a cordial relationship ever since.
This is crazy. All right, we're learning a lot about this character.
Later on, I gradually understood that Master most likely didn't know any other way to raise a child. She was a marechaussee hunter, but I never heard her bring up her own parents. Thanks to her, I learned how to navigate the forest by the age of 6, and could hunt monsters in the wild by myself the year after that. Even though
Rough.
the training
Rough
she
start.
subjected me to was strict, she always made sure to take me traveling when she had the time. We met many of her friends during those days. That was also how I met Mr. Callis and his family.
I still remember the first time we met. You were too scared to join our picnic and hid behind
Aw.
Miss Petronia the whole time.
She was the shy kid. That was me. I was not good at being social at a young
I
age.
hadn't really met many children my age at that time.
I was that awkward little
so
dude.
I didn't know how to
I wasn't
interact with
hiding.
others.
I wasn't hunting
After
monsters,
that,
but I
though, you
was.
started
I was
coming
awkward.
over a lot. You loved.
I had a lot of fun during those days.
I enjoyed them too. Oh, do you remember that one time we went exploring around the Spina together? We overheard Papa call your master Fontaine's Protector of Justice. We tried to
So these
pretend
two
like
have
we
more
never
history
heard
than I
anything,
realized
but
too. It seems like
you nearly
Navia
let
and
it slip
Chlorinde
that
actually
one
grew
time.
up together. I thought they met later in life, but I guess that is not the case.
Protector of Justice. Oh, wait, you mean that vigilante hero from...
Yep, that would be her. She often would put on
Oh,
a
this
black
is
cloak
very
and go out
Zorro.
at night.
This is just like straight up
I never
Zorro.
knew where she went or what she was doing. Until,
Huh.
like Navia said,
20 years ago, huh? I still remember the guards leaving all kinds of witness reports about her on Nervalette's desk.
This is definitely a different voice actor
my
for
apologies.
Farina.
Oh, there's no need to apologize. You had nothing to do
It
with
almost feels like it like swaps
And
or something.
Anyway, everything she did was for a good cause. Although, calling herself the protector of order...
Huh? When did the Protector of
Huh.
Justice become the Protector of Order?
Weird.
Oh, she had a bunch of codes.
Maybe I just haven't heard her in a
I
long
heard
time.
she would just come up with a name on the spot whenever she was asked. Later on,
She sounded a lot more
probably
like
got
dramatic
sick
or
of
something in
answering
the
those
Archon
questions
quest.
and
I guess that
decided
could
to
just be the
stick to
result of
just two.
context, but
The protector of justice and the protector of order.
that sounds like her, all right.
so I guess what we're
She
doing is we're
forgot
doing a
which of the two
D&D
she used by the
campaign,
time
but
she
then
got
with the
back.
backstory of real world
Well,
mixed into
she
both
certainly
that and the
sounds like
in-between.
a fascinating individual.
It's true. I always wanted to become
But
like
what
her.
happened to this lady?
Someone
She's still alive?
powerful,
Is she still chilling?
independent.
But
She suddenly disappeared the night I turned 10 years old.
Ah, well, man, I am just asking all the questions.
Disappeared? What happened?
I have no idea. That night, I was celebrating my birthday at Navia's house. But Master never came. When she still
Strange.
didn't appear after a few days, I went to Mr. Callis's house.
Papa probably didn't know either. I know he sent a few people to investigate the matter in secret, but they never found any credible leads.
Don't worry, I understand. To be perfectly honest, given Master's personality and way of doing things, it all looked
Huh.
just like
Okay,
how,
well, this is
when a litter of
it's a very
kittens reaches certain
melancholic
age,
story arc.
the mother willingly leaves them.
Little ups, little downs.
Were you upset, Chlorinde?
I was at first, but not anymore. I don't believe Master would
That
suddenly
Farina
disappear
has a
from the-
citizen voice?
Well, despite everything, he still managed to follow in her footsteps and become
Like,
the
is
greatest
that a
champion duelist
documented
in all of
term?
Fontaine. You're practically
'Cause I guess that
living
could
symbol
kinda
of
make
law and
sense.
justice.
I suspect my
Gotcha.
position would be
Yeah.
far
Okay,
too
that would kind of
by the
track with her
books from
character.
Master
I
always
suppose she is technically now a citizen of Fontaine now that her responsibilities as pretending to be the Archon have concluded.
Ask her about it before.
I guess maybe I just didn't notice
I
that.
wonder if Florin's master were the champion duelist back then. Oh no. Judging by the atmosphere, Chlorinde and Navia are probably
Oh
doing
no, the
something
girls are
similar.
fighting.
The
They're
mood
having a
just got
tense
super
moment.
awkward all of a sudden.
Well, anyway, you look at the time?
I had a great time today, Miss Chlorinde.
I
Thank
love
you for
Liddy.
being our GM.
Presidential alert.
Anytime.
The script was good, but I've got to say, your childhood stories were even better. Hey, you should tell us more about that fight against the Geo Bishop sometime. Maybe your master was
I do want to
onto
meet her pet. I
something.
think that would be very cute. Especially in the vein of Notlon, where everything
Could
is a
be
pet
right.
and you can just become the animals.
What does she mean, on to something? I certainly don't know any 5-year-olds who want to fight a bishop in their spare time.
I mean,
Guess I'll head
there's
back
bound
as
to be a
well.
few.
I need to save my energy if I want.
You're that excited to hear about my fight with the bishop?
I was talking about the script.
Okay, so, oh, we have to actually wait for time to pass. Okay, what's the time frame? I gotta wait till 8. We're starting in the morning, apparently. Okay. Early session. Making me wake up for it. Sorry, what was the presidential alert referring to? Is that like an IRL reference? Am I missing something? Should I be looking at my phone?
Let's go meet up with the group. Paimon's really looking forward to today's story.
Uh-oh. Oh, God, gotcha. You scared me for a second. I was like, oh, shoot, what in the America is going on right now? Oh, that's a relief. No, the girls were, I guess to say the girls were fighting was maybe a bit of an overreaction on my part. They were sharing an awkward moment, but who knows? Maybe it'll escalate. Maybe the campaign will bring out the best or the worst in us. If I nat 1 enough things, I think I can make it happen. I have failed 1 of 3 checks so far. I am hoping that I can crit fail at least 1 of them. It would feel biblically accurate me to at least crit fail something. Usually not something important, but something really stupid.
Looks like everyone's here. Now, before we begin,
Actually, in my most
why don't we
recent
finish where we left
campaign,
off yesterday?
the only
There was
critical
an important
failure I've
decision to
had
be made,
in
yes?
2 full, like,
pour
I don't want to call
everyone
them
a
one-shots, but like miniature campaigns,
Is that really the
was
most important part
at
of
one
the
point me and my party were trying to go to an inn, and the inn had a little ding-ding bell, like, you know, they do, and instead of ringing the ding-ding bell like a normal person with my hand, my character spontaneously decided to try and
I admire the work put
jump
into
on
the
the
set.
table and do it with their ass, and I
Still,
crit failed
it's
that and
obvious
took
the
damage
scriptwriter
for it.
has never paid a visit to
Um,
us.
So this set is going
Most
to be
recently,
a
that is
part
my
of the
most
script?
notable critical failure.
Unfortunately,
However, in both
that
of
is
those
something
campaigns,
I
I have
can
also
neither
not
confirm
natural
nor
20'd
deny.
anything either. My
think
familiar
Chlorine's
owl
style is starting
has
to look kinda
Harold.
scary.
He's a crit monster. He's crit a lot of
happens,
things,
we'll
but
just
me, the
have to
character,
push on.
not sadly not so
But
much.
first, we should really, if we're worried about arousing suspicion because of our identity,
But now we're reading ourselves back in. We've had a day break. And this is the most unrealistic part of this so far, is that we got together the next day. There's no way that you get everybody together that fast.
Staring at me won't get you anywhere. Or did you want some more tea?
I do want some more tea.
Oh, Paimon's
Okay,
good.
tea confirmed. It is not soup.
What?
I was kind of hoping it was soup, if I'm being honest. Soup and cake sounds like a wild combo.
Oh, this is the short sword Chlorinde mentioned last night.
Huh. I'm surprised you managed.
Well, I made sure to take good care of it, considering the circumstances in which you gave it to me. Anyway, where were we? Oh, right. I was just thinking about all the potential ways for us to break out of prison. We could dig a tunnel.
Wait, when did we get into
or
prison?
Try to bribe the guards.
Wait, we haven't been thrown.
Well, it's only a matter of time. It pays to be prepared.
That's an
Just like
awesome,
how you should
it's
always
an
have an
awesome
umbrella on
mentality.
hand,
Any
even
D&D
when it's
campaign
sunny.
that doesn't get thrown in prison at least once is not doing anything right.
Paimon may have wanted to keep it, but if it's going to land us in prison somehow, Paimon will be too upset to enjoy her snacks.
Paimon is developing as a
So,
character.
You reached an agreement?
Oh, and we'll collect all the scattered pieces of treasure on the ground as well.
All right.
Oh, she's the looter.
You collect the
She loots
treasure
everything.
and make your way back to the capital
Paimon,
with
the
your
greedy
golden
little,
loot in
the
tow.
greedy little bitch. And now we're back in the game world. Okay. Oh, damn it. I forgot to adjust the
city is still
sound.
shrouded in a gloomy,
That's my
oppressive
bad. I'll try and do that
atmosphere.
in between the
But your
next session,
spirits are
apparently.
surprisingly high. In places where sunlight struggles to reach, you generously share your wealth with the...
Thank you, kind soul.
The elderly woman's look of gratitude follows you as you walk away, her eyes never leaving your back until you move entirely
Grandma.
out of sight.
She's probably trying to tell us to speed this up. I mean,
Should we go find that man again at the square?
Yeah, I think we should go
He
find that
seemed
man
like
again.
a pretty responsible guy.
Oh, good idea.
Just as you start to make way to the square, intent on...
There's a voice. She rolls, the DM rolls. We don't know what happens. Oh, I have to click. I'm sorry, I was using my keyboard.
Please wait, distinguished guests.
Several strange guards suddenly call out to you. They run forward to meet you and proceed to politely pay their respects.
Greetings, gentlemen. Are we being invited for afternoon tea?
Surely you jest, my lady. That would not be our place.
Chlorine's
If His
voice actor is
Excellency
crushing
King
this
who
assignment.
requests to meet with you, please come with us.
Ooh, are we gonna try and be indoctrinated by the evil sorcerer government? That sounds kind of tight. I think we're getting ambushed. I think that's what's gonna happen here. These are dirty
Do you
cops.
think this could be a trap?
Oh yeah, Lenny's the rogue. He knows.
we have to investigate the court.
I say we go for it. If something happens, we'll just turn the whole place upside down.
Okay, so Navi is very clearly meant to be like a fighter, right? Or like the Barb. She's
After a
given me
quick
Barb
discussion,
energy.
You nod to the guards and agree to gilded tables line both sides.
All right,
of
but
the
we're
hall.
inside the palace now.
The space itself is adorned with all manner of expensive antiques, glass shelves, and
Oh yeah,
silver
this reeks of
candlesticks.
corruption. There's no way.
The items appear quite ordinary in size, and the elderly king, clad in a magnificent robe,
Nobody clad
sits
in
upon the
magnificent
deep
robes is
crimson
clean.
throne before you.
He had to have
He
exploited
wears
something.
above his head a majestic crown, with a gemstone
They're here, your majesty.
A man dressed in dark clothes, likely a minister.
Oh yeah,
shields
don't
his
trust the
mouth with his
minister.
hands. After a
He's poisoning the
moment,
well.
He lowers his hands.
There's no way.
And stands back up. His gaze shifts to fixate on your group.
The king does not appear entirely aware of his surroundings. The man by his side, though. We should keep a close eye on him.
The king remains still
Okay.
and says nothing. The minister is the one who speaks.
Yeah. We got a puppet
Esteemed
master
guests,
situation going
Allow
on.
me to thank you for coming to our faraway kingdom.
Oh, he's possessed.
Unfortunately, I've heard
Show me the
tell
hard
that
reads.
Your group, the Marachose Hunters. However, seeing that I was not fortunate,
Well, we've got nothing to hide. You brought us here to
Good point, Paimon. State your piece.
The golem's blades were so powerful, they could cut down trees in a single swipe.
Why is
It took
Paimon
a
doing
lot
the
of effort
narrating?
To defeat them, even, well, there was enough details, right?
your account does indeed match those of the survivors.
Well,
How did he know about the treasure?
Great question.
Ah,
Read
then
between the
I
lines.
must ask that you return it.
Wait, but didn't you just say that our great deed deserved a reward? Shouldn't the treasure?
I
be
agree. I
considered
think
a
Lenny,
gift?
like Lenny in particular, his D&D skin looks awesome.
Yes, that was indeed.
Navia's
what
is
I
actually
said.
pretty similar to her
But
actual
you
skin,
seem
but
to in a very
I would love it for
distinction.
most of them for sure. And especially with Lenny being a character that I do not have, I would be 100% down. Same for Chlorinde. This is actually making me really want Chlorinde. Because she's one of the characters I skipped. She ran at the same time as Arlecchino.
yeah, that makes no sense. If it weren't for us, the treasure would...
Maybe so. Yet
Actually, she might be up again
You
soon.
tried to dispose of the treasure
Arlecchino's
without
coming back, I
reporting to the
know,
court
after
and without receiving
Mavica, but I can't remember who she
permission.
runs alongside.
Um...
It might be Chlorinde. That could be hype.
What? No answer? Surely you're not insinuating that you...
Well... what
Oh man, we're getting played right now.
Is he just gonna let this guy talk for him the...
Clad in his magnificent robe, the king remains.
Oh
seated
yeah, like her D&D
with
skin
his
would go
hands
crazy.
resting on either side of the throne. His
I just like
posture
that
is
art
rigid
style. She
and
looks really good in
unmoving.
that.
He stares forward with an empty look in his eye.
Yeah, he's possessed. Come on.
From the look of things,
I know this.
could the Prime Minister be the evil sorcerer?
There we go, Farina.
Or could
Metagame it. Metagame
I
it.
would like to observe the number of guards stationed at
The guards in the palace.
Oh yeah,
were
we're
fully
doing
armed,
combat. We're getting
their
ambushed.
expressions solemn. Sensing the tense
Well, there goes my plan to turn the whole...
It appears we've been visited by nothing more than a group of... Before I decide your fate, however, I'm...
We're getting thrown in prison, right?
Or maybe start some kind of
we decided to take some breaks early
Paimon wants to start a riot. Let's go.
At least we figured out who's behind all this. Let's just play it by ear.
Well, I think
No, no, no. I wanted to start a riot. Let me riot.
Surrounding you on both sides. It's only when you begin to feel drops of water falling from the dungeon ceiling and smell the stench of death and
Wait,
decay
what?
all around you. Stay here and don't try anything funny. The guards lock the cell.
How did that happen? Did I just get teleported? Did she get telefragged by the guards?
Sir! Your voice echoes through the dark.
no.
Carve out a new path of fate with our own two hands of...
You reach toward your waist, but find nothing there.
Ah, so we lost her
You now
weaponry.
recall that your weapons were confiscated.
what about that knife?
When did you hide it in there?
When I was thinking about digging a tunnel.
Rejected.
That's beautiful. The DM being an actual DM.
And the keys to the cell aren't anywhere to be...
Correct. You don't even feel a...
What?
Indeed.
Huh? Why are you the one saying indeed?
Because that statement holds true for me as well. This is where the script ends.
What?
Generally speaking, you're right.
This should be the point where the scriptwriter gives the players something.
I mean, maybe they just really wanted us to be immersed in the feeling of being in prison. Like, they'll only show us the way out once we've grown...
That is a possibility.
That would be a wild play as a DM.
If only there were desserts and tea in real prison. Oh, wait, guess it's kind of how the Fortress of Meripede works if you're lucky.
That's a very fun comment for people who have finished the Fontaine Arcane quest.
The short sword you had with you earlier. I took a closer look, and the craftsmanship doesn't appear to resemble anything from this era. If I remember...
Wait. Chlorinde said that sword used to belong...
Oh, we're metagaming this so
The
hard.
way she went about things often made her seem childish more than...
Hang on. A precious heirloom passed down to you by your master.
Master left many things to me when she disappeared. There was the sword, an old key, and a good amount of junk she probably just didn't want. I gave you the sword back then because I didn't want our friendship to end.
And then I murdered your dad.
When did this happen exactly?
After the duel.
And then there's the awkwardness of family murder looming
Chlorinde
over
would
the
have
campaign.
meals with us and even stay over after the duel, though. There was a period of time where we were both sad and conflicted. And whenever I looked at this sword, I couldn't help but wonder. If missed back then, it felt like I hadn't just lost a father.
No one can change the past. The most important thing is that you two found your way back to each...
Yep.
Okay, bringing it back together.
I'm sorry. You two...
Think nothing of it.
Plop. Noise from door. What is noise from door plop? It's a letter. Does it contain the rest of the campaign? Could it have been delivered by her long-lost master?
Looks like the next part of our script is here.
Ah, I am an oracle. I have all the answers.
Was really from
I'm actually the
Chlorine's
GM.
face, I really can't tell if it's good news or bad news.
Water continues to drip from the ceiling. In this...
So we don't know what time it is.
Eventually, you get used to the unpleasant odor of straw. Suddenly, you hear footsteps out.
Heads up, everyone. Someone's coming.
Gather close, everyone, and keep your voice down.
Ooh, we have a friend. Oh, wait. Well, okay. It would be remiss if I didn't sit down. I had the option. And we stand back up. But where do I go? Oh, we're out. We've been sprung from prison. Oh no, not yet. There's actually a second door.
Who are you?
I work as a guard in these dungeons, but my true...
A fellow hunter.
Shh. I've already sent away the other guards.
I understand.
Oh, we have to
but how
stealth
can we
roll.
be sure we can
I'm
trust
failing
you?
this for sure.
The king has issued a formal decree. In light of the irrefutable proof of your crime, you're to be executed.
Oh
before
man, we've
tomorrow's
already been
sunrise.
sentenced to death.
Executed?
Monsters appearing at the same location as the treasure.
There will be time for speculation once we're out of here. Infiltrating the capital was difficult, and
Oh, please let me fail this stealth roll. It would be so
Have
funny.
you seen our weapons anywhere?
don't worry, I brought them with me.
Okay, so we are at least
Statue is
armed.
Too powerful. The guards are all under his control, and he's even stationed to defeat him. You must find a secret vault. It is said that within that vault, the Marashose hunters of the past left behind a treasure with the power to defeat
So we're kind of doing a
sorcerer.
heist stealth combo.
Coming with us?
No, I'll remain in the dungeons to deal as long as
Oh,
my
this is a
identity
classic,
is
the
not
decoy
revealed.
extra.
I'll be
We had
able
one
to
of these
aid
in
you
our
the
most
final
recent
battle.
campaign too. We sent like this captain of the city guard on an absolute goose chase and then just failed to get into the castle anyway because we weren't very good at riding horses.
This map should lead you there.
A classic. I actually turned into a horse using a potion of transformation. It was very fun. I was the only horse that did its job. The other people fell off their horses. Point of pride.
Got it.
All right. Once
So
I
we got a
open the door,
location on a map. Are we
there will
actually
be
going to have to
signals on your
relocate to that in the
front.
real world?
You now have the chance to restore the honor and be sure to exercise.
Oh, we're failing a
With the
stealth
help of
roll.
the
Come
guard,
on. I
you
can feel it
successfully
coming.
escaped the dungeons.
Please don't actually make me do a stealth mission, though, because the stealth missions in this game are terrible. The line of sight that the like enemies have in the stealth missions in this game is ridiculous.
We didn't get to use our skills at all while we were in prison. Who knows when we're gonna get the chance to use that cool sun
Oh,
spell?
thank God. Okay, it didn't make me do
That is a
actual
pity,
stealth. That's huge.
But we can only
Am I in the real world or no? Okay. I'm going to quickly adjust my sound. Let me know if that's any better. I don't want to blow it out, but I do have the OBS volume buffed and then also the game tweaked at least a little bit too. So head to the secret vault. Looks like it's somewhere over here. Supposed to do something to that? Oh, is it right here? Ah, yes, okay.
This should be the place marked on the map.
This bit of rock certainly looks suspicious.
Well,
Okay, I think
I'd
that
say
audio
an
should be better.
investigation's in order then. Plus, if all else fails, we can just blow it up.
Kaboom! I guess we did just blow it up. I don't know how we did it.
Wow, you really meant that.
Before you lies a serene stretch of open water, its surface shimmering.
Well, guess this means it's
We're going
time for
swimming.
a
Uh-oh.
swim.
Man, they didn't even give me a chance to fail the stealth check. I love failing stealth checks. Too shallow to dive. My brother in Christ, this is a cavern. Okay, so we're using the water mechanics of Fontaine, which is pretty cool. Do I go under? Yeah, okay, so we resurface. I don't know where this is or what we're doing. I think at some point we're going to end up playing as Chlorinde, because usually you get to trial the characters in their quests.
Oh, what's the matter?
As you
Maybe this
step
place
into
is
the
familiar
cave,
to her.
you find yourself in an eerily quiet space.
Ooh, a puzzle.
Wow, this must be where the treasure is hidden.
But this door is blocking our way in.
Puzzles in D&D are actually so fun. Good DM can write some really cool
What have
stuff
we
into
got
puzzles.
down here? A kind of mechanism connected to the door? Ah, it looks like we might have to arrange it into a certain pattern.
A pattern on a stone door. That's something Master mentioned before.
Is something wrong?
After a long, difficult journey, you finally arrive at the location indicated by your map. It appears to be an ancient site of some
Oh, and
sort.
it even matches our game
where
pieces
treasure
from the
likely
campaign.
awaits.
Wait a
Your
minute.
surroundings are exceedingly quiet and serene, as if the secret that slumbers here.
That description makes Paimon.
We're doing this for the
I
sake
don't know
of
why
the people,
Paimon's audio is so
to free
loud.
them from the evil sorcerer.
Crazy.
I say it's time for this treasure to once again see the light of day.
Linny's right. We need to keep going. The future of the kingdom depends on it. The next part of the story requires us to solve the puzzle, right? Let's start exploring the area.
Yes.
Still trying to balance audio. Not my strong
Something
suit.
feels off
Apologies.
about all this.
Ooh, the DM has to improvise. That's the best part. That's when everything goes crazy. Alright, this shouldn't be too bad though, right? Because I think I can. These guys like slowly get cooler, right? I gotta get these little water droplets, and then if I do that, it'll make them really cool. Or maybe it won't. Huh? These are locked. Why are these locked?
I found something.
Oh, Navia found something. Okay, let's go find Navia. Where is she? Ah, there she is.
Found something here
Oh,
too.
there we go. I guess we needed the other ones. Is Farina gonna get one?
Same here.
She is. Okay. What it be doing though? So I think I gotta get all these to like be cool. There we go. So that activates that. Oh, I see. There we go. Now I think they all get triggered. There we are. Well, the serene music plays in the background. What are they doing, though? The little water pillars are dancing. Ah, okay, we just had to wait for them to do their animations.
It worked.
Something just appeared. Some kind of new mechanism, maybe?
By solving the puzzles, you prove yourselves worthy of inheriting the secrets of the past.
We've done the needful.
At the end of each puzzle, you're rewarded with
With?
The script stops here.
key.
Oh, it must be the key to the big door.
I do love me a boss key.
This is one of the Marechaussee Hunter keys. It is said that 4 keys in total are required to form the final, complete key.
Huh?
You hear a few strange noises. Suddenly, all the torches in
Uh-oh. Drama's happening.
What's going on? Did
For the sake of immersion, please close your eyes, everyone.
Oh, there's a fun twist. I've actually never been asked to do that.
Without
This is where your average D&D nerd would say that they have dark vision, because pretty much every character
I
does.
see a little bit over here. Right, sorry.
That's her. Paimon's the one
you
telling the
hear the
DM they
sound
have
of
dark
footsteps
vision.
pierce.
there's someone else here?
I've been discovered then.
Wait,
You
This is the guy who
recognize
let
the
us out?
voice
It was
as
a trap?
belonging to the guard who led you to this place. It appears he now covets the treasure for himself, and
Oh, so this is just part of the script. Well, if we can't see anything, that means we can't fight.
judging by the way he's holding his sword,
Uh-oh.
he must
He's got
be
the
a
Demon
real
Slayer stance.
Marechaussee hunter.
He's got the breathing
Retreat.
techniques. He's...
That's
Oh
not
yeah,
the
she's the
hunter
barb.
way.
She's going
Your choice
head
is
first
noted.
in.
Please keep your eyes closed.
You got it.
Well then, let us begin.
Oh, I get to play as Chlorinde for this for sure. Right. Yeah.
Ready.
Whoa, I just pulled out a revolver. This lady is crazy.
Try to hit him with my sword.
Your strike is
Oh
successful.
my gosh.
You're facing a veteran Marechaussee hunter. You don't stand a chance.
I mean, I guess technically he is. So I summoned Gun. I've never played as this character before, so this is new for me.
Is he still standing? Goodness, he sure has a lot of.
We're metaing it
Is
so
it
hard.
over?
We're
Can we open
commenting
our
on
eyes
the...
now?
The enemy is strong and relentless.
What about
Final strike. Ha!
She hit him with the anime move. Whoa, that was a really rigid animation.
Oh, well, did we get him?
Warm fire flickers across the walls once more.
So she's kind of catching on to the fact that
Your
like
vision
something
is
legit
now
is
clear.
actually happening here.
In an impressive display of courage, the 4 of you success that look in his eyes. It's like he became an entirely different person as soon as I defeated him.
Huh? Oh, wait. We're supposed to be role playing.
Good job, Farina.
Your name,
She's like also
Bard.
onto it that like something's going
Why
on.
did you lead us? Is this treasure really more important
But she's
to you
still
than
dedicated
bringing
to the
peace
bit.
to
I
the
respect the
kingdom?
girlie's effort to commit to the bit.
Kingdom. What I, Florian, am a true Marashose hunter, descended from hunters of...
So he's also using his real name.
Then I'm even more confused.
The rest of
If
us
you
are like,
truly
dude, this
are a
is part of the
Marashose
campaign. What's
hunter,
going on?
Shouldn't you want to...
What do you know? In this day and age, there's no glory to...
What's that supposed to mean?
My skills were passed down to me by my father. We lived a life of
Oh no,
obscurity
not
in a
another
remote
tragic
wilderness.
backstory.
And what did he get in return? A life of poverty and pain. In a world that forgot all about him. The Marashose hunters were the ones who saved this city. We're here...
Is he talking about how no one in the capital seems to remember the hunters and their legacy?
So that's why you want to take the treasure for yourself?
If you already knew where the treasure was located, why didn't you just come down here and take it?
Because...
Only a true
But ever the
Marashose
consummate
hunter is
professional,
capable
she
of
carries on
passing
with the
through his
campaign.
final door, as someone who sought to hurt others for his own gain.
Okay, but what is...
You're sure you want to go in?
We've been
I mean, at this point, I feel like we kind of have to, right?
And we've already defeated Florian, right?
What?
Oh,
you
Scooby
said?
Dude.
Then let's open the door together.
Okay, I will say her like
All right.
gun ability was
Your
badass
choice
though.
of action is confirmed.
I'm not a big Electro player, but this has made me contemplate the possibility of maybe saving for the return of Chlorinde, because this has been very fun. An effective campaign. The marketing department really nailed it.
Before you, the door to the treasure, you hear the shrill wail of the door hinge as it rotates for the first time after years of disuse. Almost like a sleeping giant letting out an extended yawn.
It's open! Come on, let's go in! Paimon wants to see what's...
Paimon, why are your eyes like that?
Ooh, me too.
Everyone's eyes are like that, never mind. Including me.
Uncovering hidden treasure is the most...
A stone tablet? And
You call this a treasure vault? Looks more like
Paimon,
a
careful now, that's someone's culture.
maybe the troop ran out of budget at the end?
They provided a super immersive experience at the beginning only to drop the ball at the most
Oh no, we're
important part.
criticizing the campaign.
Wait, I get it now. Paimon...
Huh?
This is it? The Marashose hunter...
Oh, he's going crazy.
Whoa, are you...
The Marashose hunter before you appears to suffer a serious mental breakdown.
Game of Thrones and Genshin.
He needs to leave the
I
room
love
for a
this.
moment
A
to
serious
collect
mental
himself.
breakdown is
One of you
crazy.
seems to understand the significance of the treasure already. If the rest of you wish to follow suit, you may remain here and...
Wait, am I supposed to leave? Hang on, I do kind of want to look around here. Anything crazy going on? Some bows, get some swords. Is there like an inscription? Observe stone tablet. At a distance, yeah. I gotta step outside real quick. Smoke break. Maybe we'll see Sebastian out here.
So, how are you doing? Feeling... Do you remember how you got here? Or what...
I remember now. I brought you here.
The
because I wanted
explosives in the cave.
You mean these?
Oh, never mind. I was way ahead of
How
it.
did you...
I could tell something was off the moment I stepped into this cave. So I kept an...
So the strongest champion duelist in all of Fontaine saved the day once again.
I deserve some answers, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm a little lost right now, too.
Tell me why you... Everything you said earlier sounded like the
Oh,
truth.
I'm glad you got more tea, though. The tea fiending is like
Don't
a
want
huge
alarmist
mood.
or
I might
mad
have to
enough
get some at
convince
some
my
point,
friends You
too.
were just role-playing.
I don't know. I just always
Tea
felt
often
there was
knocks me out,
something in
though,
my
because the
heart
tea we
that
have
didn't
here is like
belong to
sleepy
me.
tea, so
Something
maybe I should hold on that for a little
The
bit, but...
feelings about my father and the other Marashose hunters are real.
No,
It
I
just
did
wasn't
comment on the
fair.
fact
I
that we
was
were
angry,
going outside to
bitter
talk to
that
this
no
guy
one
at a
remembered
distance,
them.
you know, on a smoke
Praised
break,
their
presumably, so I thought
accomplishments.
maybe Sebastian would
I
be
don't
out
know
here
when
with him,
it
too.
started, but at some point, my anger came to completely consume me.
We would be super
At that
down for
point,
that.
I remember the
D&D
If the treasure
party,
was all you
tea
cared
party
about,
would go
why plant all
crazy.
those explosives? Wouldn't they just destroy the treasure and bury you along with it?
I can't remember. My head is a mess.
From your description, I suspect you were dealing with a devilator.
Oh, what now?
Forwarder?
Oh, your master, your father, I mean, never talked about it?
No, I've heard of it. I'm just not sure why you suddenly... Wait, it can't be.
The seal?
My family has served as
I'm
Marshosei
completely
hunters
lost
for
in terms
many
of what is
generations.
actually
But
the
title and
campaign and what is
swordsmanship
actually
weren't
the story
only
here.
things passed down over our line. My father instructed me to always watch over that seal and maintain it regularly. But I neglected that duty after he died.
The Devorator would be a formidable adversary for any mortal being, even ones as capable as the Hunters. If you lacked the power to completely destroy it, you could easily fall prey to its influence and corruption. In light of...
I heard it has the power to amplify the obsessions and desires in people's hearts, to the point where...
And yet, you were able to retrieve 3 of the 4 keys. If I remember correctly...
One of them belonged to my father. The second I stole from a different hunter.
Okay, so he came about them through
I
crooked
know
means.
just how strong you are. The only way I could think to obtain that last key.
I won't comment on anything else.
Well,
I
did
see,
pour
so
my
our
heart and
D&D
soul into
campaign
it. The stories
was
my father
provided
used to
by a
tell me
real-world actor.
about the glory of the heroic Marashosei hunters and how they came to...
It's more than
So
just
now
a
it's
story.
bridging into the real world.
You're proud to be a hunter. You're still holding onto the...
I have done so many
Then explain the purpose of the evil sorcerer in your... Isn't he the true antagonist? The one who sought nothing but his own gain, and you...
But I've already tainted my sword.
Wake up, Florian. Remember how you introduced
drama.
yourself earlier. Do you really think the hunters acted out of a desire for honor and glory? Or to be loved and acknowledged by the people?
No, they raised you to be an
You do not
angsty
wield your sword for
vigilante.
yourself,
Come on.
but to protect those you serve. There's nothing special about a...
The
Do you
call
still
of
not
angst
understand?
is eternal. You must
Even
answer
after
it.
seeing the treasure for yourself?
You're right.
Oh, I thought they were going to make him do the Arthur fist there for a
I
second.
am a Marashosei hunter. It's...
Treasured
I wouldn't
meme
be
format.
so quick to push aside the need for redemption.
I know.
Bopped him.
That's a charge.
Good. Then, come with me. And help me see the script through to the end.
Huh? See the script?
Never fit...
No, I mean, I wrote the script with the sole purpose of luring you...
Then we'll just have to keep writing it. The evil sorcerer still
So
needs to be
so they do.
defeated.
Yes, we'll have to
You
deal with
mean
that.
The Devorator?
Is that really so hard? You've already written most of it.
You aren't afraid your party will fall into danger?
Oh, we definitely will.
I know what my friends are capable of.
Then...
I don't intend to spoil the fun.
Cute. Alright, so now we've had our talk at a distance and we must go and improv the rest of the campaign. Yo. This lady's growing on me, though. Big fan. Oh, I should have checked her moving abilities. I don't know if she gets any. It would be dope if she did, though. If she was really blinky or had, like, some type of dash, that would be sweet.
They're back.
That took a while.
Ahem! My fellow Marashosei hunters, please forgive me, for I have sinned.
Wait, did he just straight up hit me with the Catholicism? Straight out the gate?
Sorry. After crossing swords with you and witnessing your courage in battle, I've rediscovered my true self and regained my pride as a Marashosei hunter.
Oh, who would she replace in a comp?
Smell a redemption arc?
She would definitely be for a different
confess,
party. Yeah,
I
she
was
would probably
brainwashed
go
by the
along with
evil sorcerer.
Raiden.
He asked me to lure you here so he could
It
bury
could be
you
a
in this
full
cave.
Electro comp. You could do like Raiden,
Wait, you're saying
uh,
all of that wasn't you, but
her
the
as a
evil
sub
sorcerer?
DPS.
That's right. He's adept at
Ganyu
manipulating
would be
the
pretty good
hearts
for
and
mass
minds of the people.
power cryo application,
I fell
and
under
maybe
his
even
influence because I did not
Seatlani
possess
as a
strong
double.
enough sense of will.
Diona would be good too.
You going to
Electro
be a
does
virgin?
particularly well when comboed with the cryo element, just in terms of sheer damage.
To be perfectly honest, I only came to my
We
sense
could look at it.
treasure
We could
was
play around with
actually-
theory crafting. Electro's really complex in terms of its elemental interactions. It has a reaction with almost every element, and some of them I actually haven't had much exposure
Don't
to.
underestimate a veteran role player's
Because of
We
the
just
fact that I
finished
don't
reading
have
through
very
the
many
content of the
Dendro
Stone
characters,
Tower.
I haven't been able to witness
That
the
tablet records
Quicken
the
reaction,
lives
which
of
is
some
supposedly
fascinating
very
people.
strong.
For example, this Marsh, she
but I would have to
inherited the
do some research.
responsibilities of the
But
Golden
we could
Hunter,
theory craft it,
and
especially if
passed
she is
judgment
up with
on many
Arlecchino.
people.
That would be very
That
badass.
and-
So, she was just like you.
Oh,
Well, when you put it that way, I suppose working as an executioner, he supposedly used a countless number of tricks to
Their lives were all so exciting. You could write so many cool books about their accomplishments. How could they have all been forgotten?
Oh, he could work
Because
very well in that comp
They
too.
chose to be.
Full
Tell
Electro teams
monsters
are
that
also
only
perfectly
appear in the
valid.
shadows. You must
We could
also
build a full
operate in the
Angst
dark.
squad even with
The
Fischl.
Marshose Hun-
Then this stone tablet must have been left behind by their companions.
That's right. Few Marshose hunters ever revealed their identity to the public. They always protected the city from the shadows. The only
Yeah,
time
actually,
they
maybe
spoke
we'll
of
do
their
that today too.
accomplishments
We'll
would be at
dream up
night.
the
They
angstiest
gathered
possible
with their
comp in the
fellow
character
hunters in front
menu.
of the bond-
so this tablet was
No wonder this place was so well hidden.
Because there are people who play the game that
You
way,
regard
albeit
the
with
stone
sometimes
tablet
way
in
different
solemn
criteria,
silence.
but
The
that could be a
tablet
fun way to do
proves
like
that
challenge runs for
although
particular
Hunter
streams.
walks
Just
a
like this
shrouded
stream, we
path,
only use the
it is not
angst
a
comp.
solitary
This stream, we only use the femboy
There will
comp.
always be
Both
those
of those
who
are
walk
valid
beside
options.
you. Their legacies shall continue to be passed down.
Well, yeah,
from
that would be too
generation
easy
to
though. The for
generation.
reasons comp is just kind
As
of any
everlasting
character
as the
comp.
flame
Father, you once told me that I should seek out.
We could do a furry comp, straight up. I think I have enough characters that we could do a furry comp. I think that would make for a really difficult stream,
Thank you, my friend.
but we could
You
do
are
it.
Very kind.
As long as I don't have to do the Spiral Abyss,
I
that's
implore
fine.
you, everyone. Please give me a chance.
Well,
We could go full
I say we let you
Master
join.
Mode Breath of the Wild, where we just have to
Sounds good
run
to
away
me,
from
too.
everything.
everyone makes mistakes.
I have no objections, but Mr. Florian, do you even know how to defeat the evil sorcerer?
When he took over my mind, I gained
I've
some
completely
insight
lost the
into his
campaign.
thoughts.
I was scrolling
Every time I
Reddit
thought of the
while the
treasure.
DM was telling me stuff. Hold on.
Afraid of the treasure? But there's nothing.
What if this GM permission to investigate?
Uh oh, she's gonna make a check. The English Furgana were bad. Does that clear?
At first glance, the weapons appear absolutely ordinary.
Okay, so he
These
must have
blades
cleared.
have slain countless monsters. Though it's been a long time since they were.
So basically, take these with us, right?
I'll take this weapon, since it used to belong to Est. Maybe it'll find comfort in being held by someone
She
who
stays within her
appreciates
weapon
the
class. That's funny. There is a bow
Good
for Lenny.
idea. I'll take Mr. Walter's bow then. From one archer magician to another.
She's a claymore user
I'm
though.
gonna pick a cool weapon too.
Paimon, you can't lift that stuff. You would no longer be able to fly.
As you grip your weapons, you can almost feel the will of past hunters coursing.
I guess maybe
through
she
your
could be a
being.
catalyst wielder. Genshin reveal Paimon as a playable character. Truly
Mr.
a
Florian,
nightmare.
Do you know where to find the evil sorcerer?
I was able to see his surroundings when our minds were connected. I believe he's currently hiding out at the church in the kingdom. We must be
Give us the-
extremely careful. He's
That's
spent
funny, it
so
gave us
long
the, like,
living
where
among
they actually
monsters that
are.
He's now taken the form of one. He will not be easily defeated.
Huh, I wonder what they
Then why don't we
spawn him in
explore
as.
some more and try to find some higher level gear?
Oh,
She's like,
no.
just send him
we
there.
have to strike now.
Time is
He
of the
was
essence.
greatly weakened when I managed to break out of his control.
This is
We
so
let him
cute.
rest.
I like
He might have
this.
time to escape.
I agree with Mr. Florian. We've got to act.
Yeah, now that we've got a plan, there's no point in waiting.
Look, Paimon, I was with you. I'm a looter.
The
I'm a
worst way
grinder.
for everybody.
We're maxing out at
Yes,
level 99.
that's
Ain't no
what's
way we're
called.
losing the Nuzlocke at this point. Catching your enemy
Yes,
off guard.
that's
We'll go for
exactly
the
right.
ambush. We'll give the rogue a
Good.
chance to
You
shine.
Persuaded Paimon.
Mr. Florian, please.
Of course.
He had to set up so many scenes today. And now he has to join in for this last part.
Finally, you decide to slay the evil sorcerer.
Okay,
as
here we
you
go.
walk
We're gonna go
away.
meet the big bad evil guy.
You feel the gaze of
I wonder
the
what it
stone
actually is,
tablet at your
though.
back.
It'd be really funny if it's just
As
like
if all
something
the hunters
not
of the
that big of a
past
deal.
are
Like if
wishing
it's like a
success
cat
in the
or
battle
something.
ahead.
Ooh, I got some good stuff for that though. Do I have to wait for time to pass or do I just go? I see they've stationed themselves at a simple crossroads. Where are we? Show me the way, yellow dot. Let me just quickly pick up this plant. Is it going to be like a mech or something? I hope it's like an interesting character. It might be like a Fatui mob.
Approach, an ominous aura surrounds you.
How strange. This uneasy feeling seems so real.
Now, it is time for the final battle.
Let's go.
That felt so rigid. That was like a Pokemon dialogue, yeah.
Florian, wait.
What's wrong?
I think you should wait outside. You've already been corrupted by the Devorator once. I don't think it's a good idea for you to be this close.
Sorry, I have a bad habit of mashing the dialogue in this game because I'm reading it.
Entirely.
That's exactly why I have to go.
So
why I should be at the very front.
I'll wait here. Let me turn off auto. The basement and church thing was basically him covering for like the fact that he's improving this campaign now in the real world, and it basically said the church in the basement, but it's just his house and like the cellar. So he's improving it, but I still don't fully understand. It seems like there are some actual real world things going on here that maybe only Chlorinde is in on, given her background, but we'll have to wait and see. I'll try not to mash through the dialogue quite as much. I have a really bad habit of that because when I play this game off stream, I'm just reading it, and so I can read it a lot faster than the voice actors go. But that's an excellent point of improvement for me because provided my audio's good and stream can hear it, I should probably talk in between the gaps of the actual voice acting. So maybe I'll leave auto off for
If things
that.
get out of hand, I might have to kill you. Do you understand how dangerous this is?
Oh shit! Wait, this is real? Question mark.
I understand, but if I do this, you'll have a clear and visible target. The Devorator will have a hard time passing up a chance to enter a body it knows how to control. You won't have to worry about any of your friends
Okay,
being taken
hang on.
over.
I think there's a way to fix it. I can't tell if that's actually making a difference. Hang on.
You're not like me, Miss Chlorinde. You're a just and powerful Marashose hunter. The monster broke free due to my error. It's only right that I shoulder the responsibility for its destruction.
I kind of am too. The way that I read into this was that, like, so this guy in the real world had reason to want to find what was in that little cave, and the real world reasons to get there were partially in the possession of Chlorinde. She had one of the pieces of the key that got him there. And Chlorinde was just like, oh, I want to do this like fun little D&D thing and like, you know, share some of my like personal life with you because it's like my day off or whatever. But then as the two worlds collided from the campaign in the real world, it was like, oh, this guy was legit possessed by something. And Chlorinde kind of caught on like, wait a minute, maybe this campaign is more tied to the real world than it actually appeared on the surface. But then she kind of played it off like, well, this guy, you know, we saved him from corruption and like I'm trying to help him redeem himself a little bit. So we'll finish out the campaign, right? So he'll kind of sit in as like a guest DM, and we'll see where this leads to in the actual real world. But I think what's happening right now is she recognizes that like the threat that's described in the campaign, which is sort of lore based on both of their backgrounds in this like hunter organization, is actually very real. And she's still playing along with the facade of the campaign for us, the player, and our friends, but is realizing that him having been possessed prior could be like a real liability in the real world and not just in the campaign. I think that's what's happening here. The stack text was meant to be him kind of conveying information to us as the viewer that he's playing with the bit that she's going along with too.
Consider it a duel to restore my honor. My only request is that you give it your all.
And now I think he's sacrificing himself. So things have escalated. If your D&D campaign ever gets anyone killed in the real world, maybe reconsider.
My most sincere regards. The battle is now upon us. Let the Devorator once again tremble under the blue.
Oh, I need these. Fun fact, these are Arlecchino's favorite flowers. They're called rainbow roses. And you need 1 billion of them to level her up. Yeah, they do use the stack text kind of interestingly, too. Like, it goes... They use it for different reasons, but I believe that's what was happening. Oh, the squirrels! Look at them go! Alright, I'm actually going to grab these, because her talents require them, too, so... Oh, no, wait, I have Arlecchino completely maxed, but on principle, because they're here, I'm going to grab them. I just think they're pretty, too. I can plant them in my garden in the teapot as well. But anyhow, here's the evil bad guy. After that little sidebar. They are generically called Ruby characters. Oh, interesting. So that's like the cultural technical term. Yo, the budget. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Oh shit, he's going crazy. This is a boss, I'm pretty sure. This is the boss I had to kill to level up Navia. Oh, she summoned her little theater trope though. That was cute. The budget kicked in though. I was not expecting this at all. Yeah, she has a gun umbrella. I love Navia. Navia was the first character I pulled for from Fontaine.
This foe is not invincible. You hold the treasure. The power to defeat it in your own
This is a
two hands.
badass cutscene. I thought we were actually going to have to do this fight, but
You mean the names?
the cutscene is
Marshall
crazy.
Hunters' names.
How are we supposed to...
You forget, Paimon? There's still one skill we saved until the
Gun
very
umbrella
end.
is a huge fight. That's
Hunters
correct.
fight not for fame, but to aid the people whenever they are summoned.
I
Walter
love her
the
little
Marshall
trope,
Say
though.
Hunter, master of 1,000 tricks, executioner of the Phantom Hunters. I call for aid.
Oh wait, what? We were like actually real world embodying crazy people?
The Marshosei Hunter, inheritor of Cassiodor's will, judge of the Shadow Hunters.
I don't speak.
Answer my call!
Ooh, nice mustache.
Petronia, protector of justice and order. The
Ah,
hunter I respect the most.
So she brought
Thank you for saving my friend.
Chlorinde's
the best one
little
I'll
short
ever
sword that
know.
she was given when she was 3.
Please,
An actual
lend us
adult
your strength.
man. I summon upon the I call upon the power of legal age of consent. Holy
We have
balls.
come to answer your
How is
summons.
that possible? This is some budget though. They balled out for this. I swear to God, I am actually going to have to fight this thing. Her weapon is sick, too. She's also one of the few characters in the game that gets, like, a handgun, too, which is kind of
The
badass.
monsters were eradicated, and the sorcerer was defeated.
I have to respect a woman that can go from a high-budget CGI cutscene into character as a DM. That's crazy.
Peace soon returned to the capital.
What is going
Those
on?
in the court, manipulated by the sorcerer, also recognized the errors. of
Yeah,
their
I mean,
ways.
Linny is pretty young looking. Paimon is clearly a floating child. But beyond that, that's probably one of the more mature cutscenes we've had in a
Some
while.
remembered the names of the heroes who saved their
The
kingdom,
Traveler is also pretty young
but
looking as
others
well.
simply continued their lives none the wiser.
Although, I think Lumine is actually the oldest character here by like 600 or 700 years, maybe.
Such is the story of the Marashosei Hunt. They will always protect the city.
For
and
Farina's
those within it.
450.
Even should all memory of their accomplishments be forgotten.
I knew you
and the
were not
very
gonna like
people they
that. But
serve.
look, Chad, I don't make the rules. She's 450. She's like 600, probably way older than that. I think he's legit like 16. I think she's in her 20s. I don't know about. He died. Rip this guy. Oops. I don't know how old he was, but he was probably old. I'm gonna give him 20s as well. I would have to bet Chlorinde is like 24, 25.
I am assuming.
Yes, you've reached one of the better endings.
Was the other one where that thing exploded us all? Because that felt pretty real.
Pretty solid story overall. I I thought it was just an ordinary adventure at first, but the further we got into it, the more
I mean, to be fair,
impressed
she
I
does look
became with
very
the
young,
production
yes.
and the plot. That final battle especially, all the effects were super realistic.
For Chlorinde is like 17 to 30. That's a hell of a range.
Oh, right. Yeah. Totally.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, mine nearly scared the daylights out of me when it started. Oh, we should probably give these props back, right?
Did you have a good time?
I did. I had a fantastic time,
course.
Chlorinde.
Let me know if another script like this comes around.
Sure, no problem.
Then I'll head back for now. I think I need some time to fully digest everything that just happened.
She's older than Yao Yao, but younger than Zhongli. That's insane.
Once Mr. Florian
Yao
is
Yao's
awake,
like 6.
please pass on my regards to him. He must.
You're
And
right.
Zhongli is like
He's had a lot to
200.
deal with.
Well, see you all some
He's
other
older than
time.
that. Zhongli is one of the oldest Archons, I'm pretty sure. Because his whole bit is like... He fakes his death. Like, that's his whole shtick, is he's been doing it for so long that he's like, I'm bored of this, I'm faking my death.
Okay. So,
That's a goated Reddit
Can I
comment,
ask
to be
now?
fair. I'm gonna wager that had something like 1,000+ upvotes on it.
I think it should be fine. Yeah.
what in the
Just
world
relax.
was going on back there?
The bog witch energy is emanating.
So you saw through all of
No,
that?
I'm gonna stick with like 24 to 25. I think that's fair.
That time
I
in the
think
cave
Genshin
when you
probably
told
really
us to close
deliberately
our
doesn't
eyes,
put hard
it'd
ages
be
on their
weirder if we-
characters. I'm not gonna comment on
was
why, but I
dying
think
of
they do that on
curiosity
purpose.
The entire time. I mean, you did a pretty bang-up job of pretending nothing had gone wrong. Farina actually looked like she thought all of it was planned.
Guess none of us wanted to be the one to break
So
the
the
illusion.
D&D vets are definitely aware that that was not all according to Decay Kaku.
What are you all talking about?
There it is. I think that's the first formal usage of power from the mod team.
Oh, wait.
They do give them
Don't
birthdays. You
tell
get
me
presents
you
from them
never-
on their birthdays if you have them as characters, which is really fun.
Late for that, don't you think?
You're saying everything that happened back there wasn't actually part of the script?
It's probably.
I don't
more
think we've had
accurate to
stream
say
line
this
up with a
was
birthday
never
yet,
a real
though.
scripted story.
What?
Did I say from? I thought I said from. Yeah, they send you presents if you have the characters on their birthdays. You also get a present as the player as well for your birthday.
So loud.
He's alive. Wait, he didn't die. He is going to be in Rush Hour 3.
Now explain yourself!
Yes, that is correct. They do give you presents on their birthdays.
Did Paimon just hear that right? You guys
I mean, I
made
guess
up that whole
theoretically,
it's
maybe
not
the
nice to
game
lie to
gives it to
people,
you
but
so that you
Paimon's
can give
gotta
it
admit,
to
that was a
them.
really good
I don't
story,
know.
Florian.
Yeah. It was like watching a magician improvise a spectacular magic trick after forgetting an important prop.
That's what
If
being a
Paimon knew
DM is.
something was wrong with that bug, she would have floated straight in the
Everything was under control.
As if you've ever described a situation as being out of control.
Guess I'm just used to it.
You must run into a lot of unexpected situations then. That
As for you, Florian,
The 20th of... Oh, boy. That's a pretty cursed
I know
birthday,
there's no
Sea
excuse
Lolly.
for what I did.
I would say you've already suffered more than enough.
I wonder what her present is, though.
What?
I wonder what the themed is. It's probably alcohol-related something.
You may have been blinded by fame and fortune in the beginning, but your actions during the... You'll be far more used to the city above ground than below.
But
Of course, you'll still need to take the keys and pay a personal visit to the 2 hunters you wronged. Prepare to accept any terms they give you as well.
Ooh, Kirara's is coming out.
yes, of course.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, because
though,
like there's enough characters
You're
that there's a
showing them that
birthday
you were
pretty
with enough
frequently.
to
They just
prove
haven't
you
landed
wrong.
on a Tuesday very recently, it seems like. And/or it's just a character I
I'll
didn't
do
have.
exactly as thank you so much, everyone. I'll do my best to
Oh, look
prove
at that, we
myself
even
worthy
managed
of
to
the
not
second
kill
chance
this guy.
Until we meet again, everyone.
And he gets a shot at redemption. That's a pretty good deal. And he got to be a part of the campaign. Maybe he'll be like a master DM someday. Little known fact, that guy actually turned into Matt Mercer in 75 billion years.
Speaking of Marashose hunters, what should we do about the treasure in that...
Leave it be.
Are you sure? We could show it to people, make it so that the hunters are remembered.
No. Every name on that tablet made the same choice.
The Matt Mercer
All
comment
humans
really
know what
got
the
you.
path entails. I am no exception. My identity as a Marashose hunter is not something...
That's certainly very different from the path
I
of
do
a
love me
magician.
some Matt Mercer.
Wait, I just remembered something.
Although I will say
There
he
are
is
no
not my
special
favorite
effects
DM.
involved. What?
That's
Maybe
because
we can
the
talk about that.
Marashose hunters of ages past would...
Oh, so that's
Well, I'm sure
gonna
the
turn down the
summons
volume
were
a little
part
bit.
of it too.
Yeah, I love Matt Mercer. Awesome dude,
Oh?
incredible voice
How
actor.
so?
I've watched many of his campaigns.
This particular
But I will
droid
say,
would
without
probably
fail,
hail from the
my
same
favorite
era as the
DM
hunters we
is,
saw in the room.
was, and will always be Brendan Lee Mulligan. He is the perfect human being. I love Brendan Lee Mulligan so much. If you don't know who that is, that's the stream assignment for the day. Go watch anything from Brendan Lee Mulligan, and I implore you not to fall in love with that man's sense of
That's
humor.
likely why the depth...
So the names held the power all along.
Oh, that's right. Lenny and Lynette are twins. Yeah.
Huh?
I like them too. They're very fun. Lynette was a free character.
I really appreciated those words.
All right, all right. Anyway, let's not talk about that anymore. I'm going to go on ahead.
She ran off.
I should probably head back as well. This story was truly incredible. I might have to spend the whole night telling my siblings all about it. Goodbye.
So it's just us and Chlorinde. Here at the end of it all.
Traveler, should your name and deeds be forgotten, what do you think the significance of your journey will be?
Ooh, Al Haytham's birthday is next Tuesday. I do not own Al Haytham. He is very strong, but he was a character I passed up on in favor of Nilu.
And the world we help.
A great answer.
And I don't think we've actually showed off
I'll remember
Nilu
it.
too much.
Me? The Marashose hunter says
I haven't
nothing.
actually really
Perhaps
figured
an
out how to
answer
build her
lies
yet.
in her silence.
I need to look up some guides on how to play her character, because she doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But there it is. We've wrapped up another character story. This one pretty much ahead of schedule, too. That was... Ooh, and I get a quest item for it. Let's look at it. Do we get to keep the Dungeon Master's Manual? Do we get... we're keeping the... Yeah, we are. Hang on, where is it? Ooh. Very pretty. So, another thing about Genshin. A lot of these items in here don't serve a purpose. They're just indicators that you have finished a certain quest. The 5 stars are all for Archon quests and for the teapot. This one right here being for the teapot. Ooh, Kachina. Kachina would be one we actually will get. Because Kachina was also a free character, which was very kind of the game. The little angel. The little Beyblade riding angel. But yeah, so these are all from major... Most of these, I think, come from story quests. This was Lenny's story quest. There's a whole bunch of them, but it's a good way of keeping track of certain things you have finished. This was from a particularly messed up quest. If you're really interested in the Genshin lore, I recommend watching a lot of videos about the... I guess it was technically an Archon quest. It was called A Bedtime Story. And it's one of the few times since the very beginning of the game that the Traveler and their sibling have interacted together. And there is a ton, like a metric ass load of lore and theories that come out of this quest. And this was the reward for finishing it. So yeah, if you are curious, I've grown more and more interested in the lore of this game, despite how ridiculous and absurd it is after starting to stream it, because it's kind of forced me to engage with it more. And A Bedtime Story is an amazing quest. So that wraps that up. We've knocked out a story quest. So some of the things, what were we going to do? We had a couple things we were going to do. I have some extra time here, which is nice, because I wanted this to kind of run until midnight. Oh, I remember. Okay, here's fun. Okay, first things first. We were going to look at viable team comps. So we'll go to the character archive. In terms of angsty teams. He's got to make the cut. Auroron goes on the max angst team. Fischl does too. Where's Fischl? Where is she? She was pretty early. I mean, he looks like Sasuke. You can't say that. In terms of both looks and actuality, like personality, Fischl is the #1 character on the team. Look at you. Yeah, she's angsty. She's based off of a German archetype. She's very funny. Kaya has an eye patch. That's not horrendously angsty. D-Luke is also kind of up there. His disposition is angstier than his appearance, I think. Child can get there. Kaya's... I'm sorry. Yeah, I think Kaya's more cool than he is angsty. I would agree with that statement. Child is, I think, almost more bratty than he is angsty. Oh, Rosaria. Rosaria definitely makes the cut. She has a very cold disposition. The design is kind of there. Eula actually has one of the angstiest personalities, but her design doesn't really show it. Yeah, who else would finish the goth team? Oh, Roithusley, probably. So it would be, okay, the goth team would be Roithusley, Rosaria. You could probably throw him in there. Roran makes that cut for sure. Kanich is more like gorillas than he is goth, I think. You might have to throw Fischl on that. Is she the lead singer of an otherwise all-male band? Is that what this is? She's the lead singer. Okay, actually, hang on. I have Fischl in the wrong outfit right now, too. That's not her base outfit. I do like her Mind Prinzessin outfit quite a bit more, but her base outfit is this. So I think the goth team would be Auroran, Roithusley, Fischl. Where's Fischl? So that's properly Fischl.
I created another universe. And
Oh, here's her
founded
angsty
paradise.
voice.
For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der Verirrten.
And who was the other one I had selected? Is Roithusley, Auroran, Fischl, and who was the other? I had one other, didn't I? Oh, Rosaria. Okay, I think that's the goth team. I like that a lot. That would actually be a fairly playable team, too. Because you'd have Electro, Cryo, and... Oh, yeah, you'd have... Actually, that's a really playable team. You would have double Electro and double Cryo. You could just play an Overload team with that. That would be really cool. So what do I need to make that happen? A lot, I think. No, not. I guess I'm only missing Auroran and Roithusley. And Roithusley is due for a rerun pretty soon. And Auroran could be fairly common, depending on how the polls work out. So that's plausible. In terms of character, or teams that I would build for... Oops. That I would build specifically for Chlorinde. She would probably... I'm not going to touch this team. We'll show her off in a bit, too. I'm going to have to deconstruct this team. This is actually my base team. This is like my OG freeze protect team. This carried me through most of the game. It feels kind of sacrilegious to get rid of them. We'll do this one. This is all cryo. This is permafreeze. This can be very fun, but it's relatively low damage. But the team would probably look something like this.
What is the situation?
I would want Fischl. Fischl is a really good off-field sub-DPS. Oh shit, where'd she go? I have her leveled. These are sorted by level. Yeah.
Behold, the Prinzessin der Verirrten.
I don't know where that male voice came from. That was crazy. I don't know if I've ever heard that before. So we would have sub-DPS. Chlorinde is primary DPS, so then the support would most likely be... Ganyu would be if you really wanted to go crazy on damage and just glass cannoned it, but realistically it's probably Diona. Or Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi would work too.
I'm here.
I love... Chi-Chi's voice is amazing. We could also replace her with Nilou for an element of shield and protect.
Oh, you're calling for me?
Nilou is one of my favorite characters. I love her design. She's very goofy. She plays a huge role in the 4th act of Sumeru, but she's not particularly strong, I don't think. She would also work. Silani would also fit that comp. This little dude, who I'm not a big fan of, would also be a fairly realistic option as both a support and a healer, but Diona would be probably the other option.
Leave it to me.
She is the bartender of Mondstadt, and also a cat girl for just seemingly no reason. I have no idea how old she's supposed to be, but apparently she's old enough to be a bartender. I don't know how the laws of this society work, don't sue me. But she is a shield and heal combo, which is very valuable. So a lot of teams use her as a 4-star supplement for other roles. So that's probably what it would look like for Chlorinde. She would fill Ayato's space here. It would be the all Gorleys team. I don't know if I've actually ever had a monogender team in this game, like that I've realistically run. Other thing I wanted to look at, I need to fix one of my parties actually. I did for a long time run an all Geo team, and I liked this team a lot. Albedo is a phenomenal off-field DPS.
Understood.
Zhongli is arguably the best character in the game because you just can't die. Navia, who is one of my favorite pure DPS.
The Spina's on the case.
And then we had... Where's the maid? Where's the maid? You could run Ningguang. Ningguang's not great, but built right, she can do some damage. Where is the maid? Ain't no way I have her leveled that much. Oh, I do.
Oh, how exciting.
Noelle. So actually, we'll deploy this team really quickly. So the way that Navia works is, yes, she uses her umbrella as a gun. This is real. Yeah, no, that's real. She's the gun umbrella character. But when Geo does reactions, it makes little crystals on the ground, and the more of them you pick up, maybe I can just show this off. Let me find something to bop really quick. The more of them she picks up, the stronger her umbrella shotgun blast gets. And if you get 6 of those crystals, it does a lot of damage, like a lot of damage. And the little crystals also happen to supply you with a shield. So when you stack that on top of Zhongli's already monstrous shield, you're pretty much permanently invulnerable unless the enemies in question ignore shields, which there are some that do. Otherwise, you would pretty much, here we go, there's some enemies. You would pretty much always run this type of comp. This is usually also compensated for by the fact that Geo is the lowest damaging of all of the elements, but Navia kind of breaks that rule.
Solidify.
Okay, see those little crystals there? And we swap to Navia, and she gets little bullets next to her gun. Now Albedo will give me some more. And now, Navia's gun... one-shots, thanks. So between them all...
Steady as stone.
And actually, Noelle is really good for this because the weapon she's carrying has a chance of, every time it hits something, of producing one of those crystals. So she can kind of just, on her own, farm up a bunch of those little crystals. You swap to Navia, and blast everything. So another really cool character that can do a lot of damage really quickly and without much setup, provided you understand her mechanics. And I'm going to leave that party intact right now, because I do actually use this for certain things, just because occasionally when healing isn't an option and when burst damage isn't an option, it is sometimes a better option to just survive, just have a shield slowly chip away at things. And actually, in the vein of that, I did promise you all an explanation of the time that I ate my pants for saying that this game is not that hard. So I was playing this game off stream in Discord with some friends Sunday before Paper Mario stream, and I had myself a real Dark Souls moment. So if you come to either Fontaine or the newest area, Notlon, there was a feature added in those areas called the Local Legends mechanic, which if you're a player of like Shadow of Mordor or games like that, it's sort of in that vein. But basically what it equates to is that there are certain enemies in very specific parts of the map that appear like normal enemies, but then when you walk up on them, they have health bars, like big boss health bars. And it just so happens that those enemies are not they're not fucking around. They are extremely, extremely dangerous. And I stumbled into one of them right here the other day. And I am probably not going to finish this right now because the first time I encountered this fight, it took me almost 45 minutes to finish. Because I was stubborn and I wanted to do it my way. This is the team I used to do it. I believe they respawn, but I might be wrong. Let's do a quick check. Yep, there they are. So these little guys here, you can see these Fatui members over here hiking around. They look like ordinary Fatui enemies you would find out in the overworld, and that's exactly what I expected when I ran into them. They had a treasure chest and some nice goodies. I was like, alright, we'll just take them out and quickly grab that. However, when you get close to them, you will see they spawn health bars, and they also exceed the existing level limit of the game.
The wind knows me.
This is
Yeah, now did you see what just happened there? I'm going to pause really quickly. That little electro guy hit me one time, and it went through all of Zhongli's nearly 100,000k health shield and still damaged him. So that sounds really fun, which means my tankiest character cannot out-tank this thing. Yeah, okay, did we see that? I just got shot by a single bullet, and that did over 30,000 damage. That means that if anybody other than Zhongli in my party right now had been hit by that, it would have killed them. Now, what's really cool about this fight, as I'm going to try and kite them out and stall this out and do this explanation,
stabilize.
is that... Oh god, please leave me alone. As you kill these individuals, they get stronger. So I'm going to see if I can stall this guy. Actually, I'm going to eat some food really quick, because Zhongli is kind of pivotal to me not dying here. Because I do want to demonstrate this. I'm not going to try and finish it right now, but the first one goes down pretty quickly. Because I have... oh wait, can I even do this? I don't have... No, this isn't the team I used. I used Kokomi. I actually... So another fun fact. I actually can't beat this fight in my current state. Because I do not have a Hydro character on my team. And that guy with the gun has a Pyro shield, which can only be broken by Hydro. Oh god, please leave me alone. Okay. Let's see if I can get the ice one instead.
Laid bare. Wind strike.
Okay, there we go. Youch. That hurt.
Fire! Well, watch out!
Oh my gosh, this is really intense. Hang on, I might get bopped here.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Yep, okay, Navia just got smacked. I'm gonna see if I can at least get this guy. He should go down pretty fast. Yeah, see, he also doesn't help that he has an insane amount of health as well.
One with nature.
Oh god, his shield is back up. Oh, leave me alone. Yeah, so this little cryo spray he has just eats you alive. It also does not help that when I attempted this the first time, it was raining, so he would perma-freeze you. Okay, Zhongli tanks. Okay, we got through that one. I think we should be able to get this guy here. Oh, that was a big dodge.
I will have order. Solidify.
Arlecchino does not have ult yet, though. Which is really not good. Oh, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I gotta stall for a Zhongli shield. Okay, I should be able to go in now.
Stabilize.
And we can get this guy. Alright, so you would think, okay, I got rid of one of them. Great job. I did excellent. See that giant AoE that just dropped? That happens every time one of them dies, and it will insta-kill you if you are inside of it. Now, also, these two characters are extremely buffed. To the point that I couldn't find a way to kill anyone but the Electro one last, because the others are a lot easier to pick off. When he was down to the third one and fully buffed, he one-shot me through Zhongli's shield. So that's what's going on there. So I do apologize. This game is not as easy as I thought it was. The local legend system is crazy. Rumor has it there are at least 3 more of them throughout Notlan that I haven't stumbled into yet. So I will try and showcase those on stream and see what I can do to show the harder parts of this game. And yeah, sadly, Kazuha Swirl is a really weird elemental reaction where it takes on whatever it comes into contact with, and shields count as an element. So if on the way up he contacts cryo, and on the way down he contacts pyro, it will apply pyro. So breaking shields with Kazuha is sadly not very effective. There are a few elements you can kind of cheese it with, but it's not as good as you would hope it is. But on the side of something more lighthearted, one of the other things I wanted to wrap up stream with today, and I think this is a great time to do it, I learned that there's actually this. So this is a new area. This was an in-between area that was added. This Chenyun Vale. What's it actually called? Does it have a macro name? No. I think it's called Chenyun Vale Upper Vale. This is a very important area for lore. There is rumored to be a lot of things above this area, hinting that Genshin, much like Tears of the Kingdom, may eventually get an additional third layer of verticality. Another good example of this is Dragonspine. So when the game initially released, it was just this chunk of Mondstadt, and then Liyue came out, and then they colored in Dragonspine later, and it was a whole sub-area with a bunch of objectives and bosses and a story quest. The same thing is true of Chenyun Vale, except for they added Sumeru, Inazuma, and Fontaine, and then they came back and colored this in. But this area has got a lot of stuff in it, and it's actually one of my least explored areas of the game, as you can see from the exploration progress ticker here. I'm only sitting on like 66, 46, 55. And there might even be another area up here I haven't formally identified yet. But I learned that on this little island here, there is a Bubba. There is a particular Bubba who has something he wants to show you. And it's just kind of a little Easter egg. And I actually don't know. I haven't confirmed this for myself because I think you can only do it once. But apparently there is a fun little Easter egg here for those who go digging deep enough. And we're about to confirm whether or not it's real. I could have totally been pranked by Genshin YouTube, but I kind of doubt it. So if the rumors are to be true, that rock in front of us is where we want to go. Hello, Animo Slimes. You're very adorable. But you're not what I'm here for. Ooh, interesting. There's a little light over there, too. I don't know if I need that or not. So there's a crab, much like the one that photobombed our cutscene earlier. So it looks like there's some pieces of fish here. I am actually going to want those, if I am to be believed. Oh, and those spirit carps are, so the region, I should explain this to you. The regional areas that are not formal, like major areas, are have their own resonance stone or oculuses. They just take different forms. So in this area, it's spirit carps. I think in here it was like dragon's jewels or something. I can't remember. But they fulfill a similar purpose. So we're going to read this tablet. In lofty filth doth mandarin ducks soar, swimming neath the sun their freedom they adore. The turtles betwixt water columns doth glide, catfish in schools together they bide. The souls of the land or the mountain and swamp creep through the bushes, their spirits to romp. I'm probably going to say this wrong. Bishui is wide and mighty, yet a tortoise it spans, crossing with ease as one snapper can. Surveying the world, inspiration doth unfold, sorrow yet smolders within, like tales of old. The bridge still stands firm, as do boats on the wave, swaying in the wind, lonesome if brave. Offerings of meat, a hopeful display, nourishing companions, as I wait and pray. Freely I offer victuals, a feast to extend, friendship partake, in providence we blend. So, now that we've done that, as long as one throws raw meat into the river, we can summon some old friends. And actually, Paimon was serving as our translator there, so I should have used a different voice. I should have been way more screechy and annoying, but I think chat probably thanks me for not doing that. So now that we've read that, if we come up here, we grab all these goodies, there's a little spot where I can toss that, pour one out for that Sunsetta that just absolutely nosedived. We can throw in some, you know what, no, we'll give him a shrimp. It would be funnier if I tried to be Paimon, but I don't know if that's like Kermit the Frog. I don't think I have that one on deck. So we've tossed some meat into the river, and so far we're seeing fish. But what's this? You just spawn in a turtle. I guess a tortoise, according to the lore. Now, one might think this guy's got some gems on his back. That's pretty cool. However, this is a transportation-based tortoise, I think. Try to touch. Of course we try to touch the Bubba. You can pet the turtle in Genshin Impact. And when you do, he takes you on a ride. Oh, I forgot that Navia's dead. Hang on. let me quickly bring Navia back to life. Yeah, sadly we do not get an animation of actually petting the turtle. A bit of a bummer. Oh no, Sam not Sam failing to kickflip. That's just messed up.
Every journey has its final day. Don't rush.
And this serene music is just crushing it. But he takes us to see his little baby Bubbas. Look at him. Oh, little mans. And then he just kind of parks. He's like, yeah, hey. And so then you can go see his little babies. And they get kind of scared, but it's okay. We do a pet. Oh, hi. Hello. Oh, I don't want to hurt them. I'm afraid they have health bars. I don't want to hurt them, so I'm not gonna like melee them. Let's do Navia. Navia looks friendlier. Oh, hello. Oh, look at the one in the back doing a big stretch. Oh, big stretch. It's okay. Do you talk to me? I think I want to say there might have been some dialogue. Does he talk? No, he doesn't talk. Okay. But they also have treasures.
Quick, let's pack it up.
But what's really interesting is they do have items on their back. So see how it sparkles? There is a gem on its back. So actually, let's try this. This is a very low damage move. I doubt this would kill.
Stabilize.
Yeah. Okay, so they don't have health bars. They don't have health bars. They do have jewels on the back of them now. Oh, they look so goofy in their little shells. Hi. Oh, there go the legs. Oh, see, I cleaned them up. It's like the fish that take the barnacles out the back, you know? Like the sea turtles do that all the time. They do the shell cleaning. See, he's got a bunch of them. I don't know. I kind of like his, though. I'm not going to take his off because I think they add to the aesthetic. But fun fact, these are just here now. You can come visit these whenever you want now that this has happened. You can come to this area of the game prior to doing this, and there will be nothing here. But if you summon the tortoise, then these are just here for you to visit. So that was a fun little bit that I picked up from Instagram Reels the other day, and I was like, you know what, that would be fun to show off. Oh, crab! Got to get that crab. Oh, excuse me. Was that from the crab, or did I dig that up? I'm going to say that was from the crab, even though I don't think it was. Yeah, so at some point, after we make some progress with Natlan and clear up the rest of our story quests, our character quests, we very well could come back and revisit some of this area. I reckon there's a lot of things I haven't done here. I also think this is just one of the prettiest looking areas in the game in general. It has some very fun mechanics. Contrary to Natlan, which really wants you to travel around with animals, the travel mechanic in this area is really fun and really snappy and immediate. I'm trying to see if I can find a place where I can showcase it. But basically, you just see these little floating blue orbs, and then you can kind of just like latch onto them and take off. Oh, what? Oh, I need somebody else to deal with that. I have to get that from very far away. Where are the little spirit carp? I want to show off the movement here because I think it's really cool. I think that's one of them, isn't it? Isn't that what that is? Yeah, here we go. So you can just kind of blink between them, and then you can cannon yourself like in Mario, which is so much faster compared to most things. So this area was very fun to explore, especially starting out, because you could kind of just like get through all of it super fast without having to struggle a bunch. But there was a lot of really cool visuals, like what I'm imagining is a lot of very heavily Chinese-inspired architecture. But it just felt very mysterious when you got here for the first time, too. So this was a fun area, and one that I felt like I kind of cut short for the sake of exploring Fontaine. I found this area prior to Fontaine because I skipped a huge portion of time when Fontaine came out. And I actually stopped to 100% Sumeru before I moved to Fontaine, and in the process I spent some time here. But then jumped into Fontaine, which I have not yet 100%ed. I wager I'm about 60% done with Fontaine. And I would like to finish it, but I think I'll do that off stream just because it's a little bit less exciting to watch me just consulting a bunch of guides and suffering through finding infinite numbers of collectibles. At some point, I'll probably summarize where I am with Fontaine, just in terms of like understanding it. One of the easiest ways to understand it is with these. I consider 100%ing an area finishing Reputation, finishing the Statue of Blessing, and finishing the Statues of Seven. So these are the Statues of Seven specific to Fontaine. I think currently I have Fontaine at 8. Yeah, so I have Fontaine's statue at 8. I guess it's probably 8.5. Just under 8.5 out of 10. Which means that I'm fairly close on the Oculus Stones. However, its Fountain of Blessing I only have at level 30 out of 50, which will take a considerable longer amount of time. I also think Fontaine will be one of the hardest areas to 100% because there is so much of the game that is underwater. And the puzzling and exploration underwater is so painful. It is just... There are so many mechanics that I don't remember. Like, this little thing here has an underground layer that's like 6 floors deep, and it expands under this whole thing. It's an enormous area, so I'm not in a huge rush to do that. I've much preferred to be exploring Natlan, which is very cool. And in our closing minutes here, I wanted to show off what I've been doing a little bit in my free time, is doing one of the world quests for this region out here, which is the last set of like waypoints I have to have. I did get all the rest of the waypoints in Natlan, so we can move around much more quickly. I also learned that Reputation in Natlan works differently than it does in every other region. In every other region, there's only a single Reputation point. That's what this symbol is. And you max it out between levels 1 through 10. It's almost always in the city somewhere. Fontaine's is done in this instance, so I do have that part done. However, in Natlan, it's actually 6 different Reputation points that range from level 1 to 4, each for the tribes of the land of Natlan, which is really cool because it incentivizes you to cover quests and exploration in an isolated region if you want to max it out. However, when you do get level 4 of a Reputation in a given area, you get a special item. And I just before the stream learned that that special item can be used to tie into the lore of what we finished in the Archon quest. So if you are lucky enough to ascend this giant platform... Oh god, evil chickens, hang on, this wasn't part of the plan. If you... Wait, am I at the top? Hang on, I don't think this is right. I think I'm supposed to go up here. If you get to the very top of this mysterious pillar, which I thought I did, but maybe I was wrong, hang on, you will find a familiar face. Wait, am I at the top? I'm so confused. Hang on, I did this once before. This isn't right, I don't think. I still have a long ways to go. One of these waypoints takes you to the top. Hang on. Oh, can I just teleport here? Or did I miss the waypoint? Maybe I missed the waypoint. Ah, nuts. I do want to show this off because I thought it was really cool. And I will be exploring this area some more in my free time, but how in the world did I get all the way up there? Also, the music goes unnecessarily hard in this area, which I don't completely understand. I'm actually dealing with the world quest that teaches me about this place. So hopefully we'll get some more insight. Yo, something is not right. I might have to do this the old-fashioned way. Hang on. But up at the top is what I really wanted to show off because it was a kind of a fun tie-in. All right, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Fine. I love being a former Breath of the Wild player and tackling Genshin Impact exploration because the game very much expects you to be like, this can't be the right way to get up this thing. Like, I should be using some other kind of mechanic. And my response is always, cheese climbing is real, and you should abuse it because the developers did not put as much time into those polygons as you thought they did. They never do. They always neglect the polygons. Also, how in the heck am I supposed to do this?
The wind knows.
Does this guy have a... Oh man, I really want to get that thing, but also I don't. Do you have like a little thing that transports you upwards? I'm for sure doing something incorrectly here, but...
Into the wind.
This is a point in the cap for Kazuha as an exploration character. He makes vertical... that's what I'm looking for. Give me a chicken. Ooh, wait, but what's that? Screw it. I'm doing it. I don't know what this is. Oh, I spawned a god. I spawned a biblically accurate angel. That was not the plan.
Solidify.
Oh, never mind. That's not what I... Oh, I have Navia out too. Wait, rip.
This is order.
I don't know why I'm fighting this thing, but I am.
The wind knows me.
I got distracted. I shouldn't have done that.
Hey there!
Transfixed.
Okay. There it is. That's the thing I was looking for. I knew it turned into a biblically accurate angel. Oh, he just gave me a chest? That was it? Okay. I thought that was going to be quest related.
Greater pleasure is there than the unexpected.
Alright, give me the chicken. I need the chicken. So this is another thing I learned. The chickens are really good transport mobiles. Because they can do this really cool thing over here. Where you can just go into these little, like, portals. And then they shoot you really, really... Oh, I see where the thing is, though. I'm going to try and get some height here. But if you make it all the way to the top, you'll meet our old friend. The captain, who is now waiting atop the world. So I am expecting, as I go through the world quest, that it will link things back to where we visited with Mavica. Because this is actually an exact replica model of that world, but just expanded out. We followed the same set of stairs. This is where Mavica pondered her fate. And this is where El Capitan sacrificed himself to the god of death, whose eyes can be seen on my torso. Furthermore, if you interact with him, you have this weird standoff, and he gives you some very cryptic dialogue. But you're unable to interact with him unless you are currently controlling the Traveler, but not just the Traveler, but the Traveler under the influence of Pirate.
This world is full of unsolved mysteries.
So if you do that, he'll give you the same cryptic dialogue and stare-off. Only this time he'll do something slightly different. He will ask you for this item, Blazing Flint Ore, which is what you get from finishing the reputations of level 1 through 4 of the 6 different regions. And should you do so, you get a bunch of different rewards, which is really cool. That includes very cool glider wings, which I will show off shortly. Yeah, you get a lot of cool stuff from it. But let's bring out Arlecchino again. And actually, Arlecchino is the reason why I'm invested in this. Because the wings for this particular region would look badass on her. That's what is gated behind part of the reputation quest, which I think would look really, really spicy. I don't mind her with the silver wings. I think it matches her cloak very well, but I think this would be a much better complement. So we will be pursuing that. There are some other things it gives you. The top 3? Hold on. What? The top 3? Yeah, so these are the ones you start the game with. Everybody gets these. This is from Monstats. Or I'm sorry, this was from an event. So this is exclusive to PlayStation Network players, so players who play on console. There is one other thing. There are only 2 things, as far as I'm aware of, that are gated behind PlayStation Network access. It's this particular pair of wings, and then actually Aloy, the playable 5-star character you get for free on PlayStation Network, was only available during an event for PlayStation players when Horizon Zero Dawn came out, I believe. Maybe they reran it for the new Horizon game, but I could be wrong. Because I do think they look good on her too. Yeah, I would agree. But I think of the available options, I don't mind this either. That looks okay, but I also kind of think these just look good on everybody. This is Fontaine's set of wings. But I think this is the winner. So we'll be chasing after that for sure, because it kind of highlights her ponytail really well, too. There are other things that are absolutely critical from the reputation system as well. Notably, where is it? Notably, these treasure compasses, which is how you can hunt down chests once you start to run out of them, which doesn't sound like it would be very probable. But when you try and finish the Fountain of Blessings, you legitimately end up needing these. I have yet to get one for Fontaine, although actually I just need the materials to craft it for Fontaine. I have the recipe. But also the ability to craft these, which are what points you to the resonance stones when you can't find anymore. It is the only way, at least in my opinion, that you can realistically 100% those facets of areas. Otherwise, you are basically just searching for eons. Now, I'm going to commandeer this phoenix. I'm still going to call them chickens. I'm sorry, it's a chicken. If it looks like a chicken, actually, I might not be able to. He's out of gas. My chicken's out of gas. But you know what? You did make a good comment earlier. There might be a chest. What if I was right? I was just too early. I was ahead of my time. No, I wasn't ahead of my time. Rip, pour one out. But maybe on the other side.
One with nature.
Can I climb these? But I love this. This is so cool. I love that I can revisit this, because this is such a dope scene. And I like that they integrated it back in, too. No, there was no chest. It was all a lie. Oh, I would have wanted... I wanted the game to prove me right so bad there, but it's okay. I did what I could. I did my due diligence. But before we go, I did, on my way up here, see the waypoint that is actually at the top. That would save me from having to do what I just did. And I'm going to go get that so that I don't have to get confused every time I come here. But that'll probably be where we wrap up stream for the day. I've been enjoying this game. I really have. I think Genshin is its own beautiful, horrible, horrendous mess in many ways, but it's been a mess that's engaged me for a long time. And because of that, I want to keep going with it, and there's no shortage of content for me to enjoy. Can I just make this jump? I feel like I probably can. I got the sauce to climb that high.
The wind knows me.
There we go. Oh, there's a current. Funny. Okay. Well, I did it my way. Call me Frank Sinatra. I did it my way. Is there a thing up here? No. Sometimes when there's a current, if you take it high enough, it'll give you bonus stuff. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. I have chicken access on the roof. It does kind of look like it wants me to do something. Oh, this is not the high point. Wait. Now I'm intrigued. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Oh, interesting. My chicken does not run out of gas up here. Oh, it does. Never mind. How am I supposed to do this? I definitely screwed something up. Does it not appear that this is the way to go? Oh, I see. Yeah. So I get gas refills. That's how I know I'm doing. Oh, shit. No, that was really bad. These things are not very reliable methods of transportation, if I'm being completely honest with you. They're kind of hard to steer. Yeah, like they just don't really do what you want them to. And I'm going to run out of gas before I get to this area, I think. Oh, wait. I have a hover point. Huge. The game bailed me out. I got to get enough height before I run out of gas. Bring it in, big man. Why is there a waypoint up here? Wait. This is crazy. What does this do? Is this significant? Or is it just for the waypoint? No, there's got to be a reason to come up here. Imagine I fall. I missed the jump. Interesting. There must be a reason to want to be up here. But I imagine this is the high point of this of Notlon. You could probably get a lot of places from here. I get all the way up here and immediately torch myself. Yeah. Would be fitting. Huh. You became a Sharky boy and flew around. I do not... okay, I'm assuming there is something potentially tied to the quest here. This seems like a fairly significant pyre. But, I don't know. I just like to have waypoints. Maybe I'll be able to skip that section of the quest. I also couldn't figure out... I tried to get this waypoint earlier and couldn't figure out where it was because there was nothing under the water. Didn't think it was 75 million leagues above the sky, so... I'm going to try and grab this one, too. I missed this waypoint earlier because the quest skipped me through it. The quest is very cool. It involves a different Bubba and a new friend. The island one? Which one is the island one? Oh, these ones out here. I very much plan to do that. Oh, you're right. We could try and do it from here. Wait, okay. This one might also be a sky island, I think, based off of its color, but I bet we could at least get to these two. We'll try it. We'll try it. Oh, shit. What's up, dude? Please leave me alone. I don't have my healer with me right now. Also, where's this waypoint at, brother? Wait, I just saw it. 20 meters under the ground. What the? Leave me alone. Where is it? Is there a door down here? Y'all got a door? What's up, dog? Oh, wait. Can I not go through this? Hey. Alright, well, these guys gotta get... But wait. They're hurt. Why are they hurt? They're already missing some of their health. Is that significant?
Overruled.
Weird. I wonder why that was. Oh, I accidentally clicked a scroll. Okay, well, we'll snag this. But you're right. We do owe it a skydiving attempt for sure. So that one's underground. Okay, first things first. Let's navigate to that and then pop back up to the top of the world. And let's see if it's on the same plane as we are. I think it is. I think it's that right there. Where's my chicken at? Convenient that that stayed there, actually. Do you give me more gas? Do you refill chicken gas? No, you don't. Ooh. Ooh, that does, though. Okay, I'm gonna need you to descend gracefully. Get my gas refill here. Oh my gosh, every time with that. The controls for this thing are so backwards. Ooh, I don't know if we're gonna make it. I don't think we're gonna make it. Oh, wait. Oh, maybe this just always happens when you're up here. It gives you the gust. I know, I'm trying. The thing is, you can't exit this thing once you're in it. Like, I can't jump out of him with Kazuha. Uh-oh. Save me, verticality. I think we're gonna be good. I've got that like that Deku leaf, that paraglider energy. I can still kind of like slowly descend. Oh, and there's a gas station here too. That's big. That's big. And I can plummet. Ooh, that makes a nice noise. Oh. Oh, interesting. Wait, this is big. Okay, this is going to play into a different quest. That little symbol is significant. I got something for doing something else with this.
Transfixed.
I did that the wrong way. He wasn't alive yet. That's super unfortunate for me.
Order guide you.
Oh, wait a minute. This is one of them. This is one of the local legends, I think. It has the star next to it. Yeah, it does. This is not good.
Hey there.
Clouds high. The birds.
Give me shield, please. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is a local legend. This thing has a ton of health. I might have to run away from this. Actually, you know what I'm going to do really quickly? I'm going to get this waypoint so that if I have to TP out, I can. Because I think he hasn't hit me yet, but I have a feeling he is about to hit me like a truck when he does. Okay, let's get Navia working.
Hey there! Attack!
And she summoned cannons. That's real, too.
One with nature. Laid bare.
Oh my gosh, this thing is so tanky. We're going to be here for a little bit, but we're going to make it happen. As long as he doesn't, like, get super powered up, so far this has seemed manageable. Kind of just need him in a different spot, though. This is a really hard place to damage him. I also really wish I had Bennett for this, too. Ugh. Brother.
Stabilize. I will have order.
Alright, we'll just keep chipping on him. Yeah, we'll see what it does. He has so much defense. I am barely tickling this thing. He's summoning meatballs.
Coming at ya. Hey there.
Into the wind.
Oh, he stuffed my glide. Why are you so chunky, bro? Give me a break, dude. Oh, I lost my
Everlasting as the moon.
I lost my blood mark.
Overruled.
Arlecchino's getting it back now. I broke one of her mechanics by accident.
Watch out. Fire. Well.
Gather.
I actually know you might be right. She's hitting pretty hard. Let's try it. Let's do Navia carry.
Coming at ya.
Yeah, she hits pretty hard. Okay, but when I think with Kazuha it'll work.
Stabilize.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
Yeah, I should start to do more damage.
Witness my rise. Laid bare.
No, yeah, she definitely hits harder. Does it have like a stagger animation? Maybe that's why I get it in like more chunk. Oh, I don't have a shield right now.
Solidify.
Okay, he doesn't hit that hard.
Hey there. A proper send up.
Okay, this one is not nearly as stressful.
Transfixed.
I do have to watch my shield. Yeah, he has a lot of defense. Yeah, there we go. He must have a stagger animation because I'm hitting him pretty hard at certain points. Maybe we just stay in that. I don't know what exactly it is that does that, but
Gather. I will have order.
this is dope though. I like that they made some of these enemies and like actually really gave some of them like a threatening amount of damage.
Laid bare.
Yeah, okay, so I'm hitting him really hard now. Like, there were a couple hits, though, that went through for, like, 40k, and now I'm back down to 5 or 6. So there must be something I'm not quite fully understanding about the mechanic.
Hey there. A proper send up.
Ouch, ouch, that's not good. She bailed herself out, but...
Coming at ya.
Ooh, yeah, that was that was almost 100k. Yeah, there's something going on.
Transfixed. This is where you fall.
Hey, there we go. That's another one of the local legends down, though. But this symbol means something. I got a similar one of these, albeit not from one of the other local legends. I didn't get one for that, but I got it from doing a different kind of series of puzzles. See if it gives me the same quest item. That was a... What? Oh, interesting. What? Okay, I got a couple things I need to check. First and foremost, I did get one of these. So, apparently these are... There's 3 pieces of them, and they're RNG whether or not you get them out of chests. And once you get all of them, you can unlock like a big treasure trove in each of the 6 tribes. So I've found some of them, but what I wanted to see was I got this from touching that symbol last time, and it looks like I didn't get another one of them. So now I'm even more confused than when I started. But either way, that was very cool. And we got an additional waypoint, and much like legendary friend Obi-Wan Kenobi, we still have the high ground. And I think we still have a chicken and a gas station. We sure do. Oh wait, shark. This is awfully high up for a shark to be. And a bat. Oh, wait, I get all the animals here. Wait a minute. Give me the bat. What does that do? Oh, wait. No, I wanted that. Okay, I've got a thing. Now I've got more thing. Wait, what did that do? It's confusing. Oh, it absorbs elements. Interesting boss mechanic. I like that. Okay, but now I'm distracted by something else. What were those little things I absorbed, and why did I absorb them? Like, what do they do? What is their purpose? There's a game tutorial that explains to me what those do at some point, but I for sure haven't read it. Alright, we're gonna go back to being a chick. It absorbs the element that damaged it the most since the last attack. I see. So ideally, you cycle it out. You stall it. Yeah, because I had a two-party elemental system. Yeah. I guess Kazuha technically probably provided some help with that, but would have been better if I had run a more omni. Oh man, this thing actually kind of cruises. I'm going to start dropping a little bit here because I think it's on this particular stretch. Where are you? Okay, so it is on this. Okay, now that I'm getting used to these things. Ooh, that's kind of annoying. Resisting physical is kind of crazy. There's not very many builds that use physical, so that'd be very punishing to the teams that are built around it. So we're gonna snag all these waypoints. I'm kind of confused as to why there are waypoints in some of these places, but I think there's one more we could reliably get here. Yeah, we're gonna get this one too, which would basically close off everything except for one, right? Or a handful. I guess there's one underground and then one on the back side of the island. Actually resist. Oh man, okay, so that was a tanky thing. 40% on the normal. Okay. That makes more sense. Yeah, I was gonna say 40% elemental resist actually isn't too bad. But it's 120 is a different story. That's a lot. Wait, what are these? Oh, a thing. I kind of want that thing. I'm gonna temporarily abandon the mission. Yeah. All right. And now I warp back here. Oh no, but will it take my chicken? Can I warp as a chicken? I cannot warp as a chicken. Ooh, this might have been a throw. This might have been a throw. Hang on. I do want to get this last waypoint because that would leave me with only a handful. Oh, there's a chicken here. All right, huge. I also don't know what this does. I've never seen this before in my life. So, start challenge. I'm assuming I must be chicken to do challenge. Target identified. What does that mean? Oh, I'm not supposed to be a chicken. I lied entirely. I'm supposed to be a shark. How do I Sonic the Hedgehog? Oh, like that. We're playing the shadow game. I don't think I'm gonna make it in time though. Oh, I might. Yay! Can you take me back now? Thank you. I don't have enough gas, sir. My chicken has been thoroughly depleted of gas, I think. Tragically. Unless this thing gives me juice. Beep, beep, boop. Do you give me gas? He does not give me gas. Change back to Bennett. Oh, that's a good point. That is a smart thing. Wait, can I not alter my party as a chicken? That's funny, I cannot. Yeah, that's alright. The bigger mistake would be forgetting to put Zhongli back in if I ever pulled him out for some reason. He's the real core to immortality, but
You want me on...
Bennett would have helped immensely in that last fight. That is very true. Okay. Where is the waypoint? Is the waypoint on that thing? I think it is. Okay, we really critically need to hit this gas stop here. 'Cause I'm kinda not doing so hot on the gasoline. There we go. I gotta get some verticality. We just gotta go straight up. Is that enough? Yeah, it's more than enough. Alright. Ooh. There's a chance I might have found another one. That looks like an awful lot of not so happy dudes. These are some of my favorite enemies in the game, though. The mech-based enemies are so cool. But this looks like a problem. Hey, yo. You got not one, but 3, 4 goblins. Are you a local legend? You better be. No, he's not. Okay. Fair enough.
Laid bare.
So I have to kill the Abyss Mage. I'm assuming that unlocks the challenge. Yeah. Oh, what? Yeah, I like those. Those are the Abyss Mages. They're very cute. You gonna wake up? You gonna bop my ass? Dude, I relate to this guy. This is how I feel right now. Same, bro. Same. Beautiful. Alright, what do you got for me? Oh, just artifacts. Okay. Surely the big one fights me. There ain't no way. Nah, I don't trust that for a second. This is gonna have money in it. So I think what I'm supposed to do is touch those things, I guess.
The wind knows me.
Press X? Is that what you're saying? I don't think so. I think this was the thing that activated the challenges. I could be wrong, though. I think okay, here's my theory. I think I got to use this chicken to... Okay, I mean, you could have been right. I'm not going to deny that. I'm going to use this chicken to touch these. Yeah, and I think then once I do touch them both, the game's going to be like, haha, now you get to fight God. Oh yeah, I see the little like sigil going crazy up there. So is the other one up here? Oh God, what the heck? They hit me with the mix-up. Surely that's what I'm supposed to do. Oh, I don't think I don't see you, Oculus Stone. Was there another? Also, where was that thing at? I saw him. He was way up here. Yeah, don't think I don't see you. How the balls am I supposed to get that? Alright. Oh, never mind. I know exactly how I'm supposed to get that. Alright, here's what happens. I find the other thing I gotta touch. I fight the enemies. That summons a giant gust of wind. I'm calling it now. Okay, so I got... Did I succeed? Yeah, I succeeded. Alright. I'm sorry, Mr. Chicken, but this is probably better for you not to be involved here. Are you a local legend, or are you just a guy? I think you're just a guy.
Gather.
Where are you looking?
Overruled.
Yeah, okay, this is a regular guy. We can shred this dude. Hey. Let's go. Ooh, I actually need those too. Those are useful items. Big old chest.
An impressive bounty.
Take me away, chicken man. Oh, it's almost like I'm an oracle. Oh, that feels good. Oh, that hurts me. Oh, interesting. I was wondering. Okay, so I was wondering, is like, why would I ever use the chicken for this? I can just ride it with my wind glider, but you take damage as a player, but the chicken does not. Noted. But at any rate, this area has been very cool. I don't know why, but I've been really engaged in this particular area, and all of this has just been pure exploration. I guess technically, I guess we got one more down there, but we're really close to all of the existing waypoints in Notlan, which is pretty cool. I guess I reckon there's probably a few over in whatever this is too, but I haven't the faintest how you get over here. So, and I haven't spoiled myself on it. I don't want to. I kind of want to figure out how it works. I suspect it has something to do with satisfying the captain up here. If you do all of his stuff, I think he unlocks this area. That, or it has something to do with the reputation quests. If you finish them all, maybe there's like a secret 7th clan or something like that. That's all stuff that's on the list for Genshin as well. Stuff I'd love to explore. So, no shortage of things to do. I'm actually going to TPS back to Fontaine to wrap up stream here because that's where my dailies are. And I will need them. I need to get those done tomorrow. Oh, actually, I didn't show off how many gems we have either. We have made some really good progress on gems, which is tight. And it's gonna bring us into contention for some stuff quickly. I'll have to look at what the next banners are looking like, or rumored to be, just to kind of assess what we want to gun for. But at the moment we're sitting on 5,300, which is just shy of 40 gems, or 40 wishes, so that would put us in the range of 76, almost 80, with some refreshes and additional big balances in the way within the next couple weeks. So we'll be cruising along just fine on wishes. I also have almost another 10 of the standard wishes, which I might start to use as just pulls for everyday streams instead of when we do big pulls for 5-star characters. I think that would be a good balance. But yeah, I hope people are liking this game. I've had a lot of fun streaming Genshin, and actually, let me put my just chatting screen to work here. I've really been enjoying this game. I think it's kind of goofy. I think it's fits the aesthetic of what I want to be on stream, and I think it's something that with some time I could get a lot better at the lore for, and trying to be more of a resource for. The Genshin streams have actually done pretty well on views. They're not huge drawers of like followers or anything like that yet, but hopefully the improvements to layout and stream goals and stuff like that will kind of help with it. But the fact that people are watching it makes me really happy, because I want this to be a group activity as much as I can. Because that's why you stream, really, is to play games and do art and be goofy with your friends. So the fact that this has been getting some views has been a huge part of what's encouraged me to do it, but I've also been kind of falling in love with the game again, as I do on a kind of a cycle pretty frequently anyhow. So having a lot of fun with it. As the schedule mentioned earlier, we'll be back on Thursday with just kind of a quick, probably a little bit more quiet Overwatch 2 stream. I might stream with a Discord buddy. But I just want to keep that in the mix because I have been enjoying Overwatch, but I don't want to sink a ton of time into it. Just kind of quick streams and quiet stuff here and there. Ideally, it would make for a game that I can, work on some stuff for stream for eventually, like in the beforehand, and then also just kind of wrap out a quick 2, maybe 3 hours worth of playing some games here or there. It would be a good environment to try out the stream games if we can get some viewership rolling with it too. So that'll be Thursday. Friday, I think, will most likely be solo Stardew Valley, just to change things up a little bit and make sure I don't lose track of what's happening on that farm. But if we want to do co-op, I'm open to that too. But it sounds like at least one of our members is down with a mouse issue, so we'll have to figure that out as we go. And then Sunday will be Paper Mario as well. Depending on how well I get my stuff together for Sunday, I might actually try and do a double stream, or like a double episode of Paper Mario, so that we can do. Oh, thanks, Arlecchino.
I can't promise you'll
I'll stare into your eyes all day, baby girl. That's not a problem. But I might actually do a double episode of Paper Mario, just because I know the 4th and the 5th acts are relatively short, and I do want to keep the capture card games moving along. That Sunday slot is kind of what I've left open for less repetitive games and more serial games. And so with that in mind, I do kind of want to make sure it keeps a decent clip, just to keep the rotation rolling. So, hey, look, there's reasons, all right? This is known. That might have to be an emote. For reasons might have to be an emote. Who knows? Pixel art Arlecchino when ? That would be fun though. I do want to try and theme some of my art around the games that I'm playing as well, as seen in the preview earlier. I made one of them just kind of goofy and fun, and I want to do those too, but I did bust out Peach because I think that's a fun little allude to Paper Mario, which we're currently playing. But as we get into other games, I want to try and make art and content and little doodles and stuff that kind of supplements that too, just to make it a little more fun. I still have to learn how to animate. I'm really bad at that, but I'm getting better. I'm making some progress. So a lot of big stuff to come. I'm really stoked with the progress I've made this week. I hope it will start to show up as the week goes on and manifest in how the stream actually displays and can be engaged with. But all things in time. I do still have my corporate 9-to-5 hellhole to crawl back to, so sometimes the energy's low, sometimes the motivation is low, but that's part of what makes this so fun, is that in a lot of ways, this project has become much like my job, except for just about stuff that I find really interesting. And maybe I'll talk about that on stream at some point. You know, what do I do and how does it drive what I'm interested in and how it's tied into this. But all of that in future streams to come. Otherwise, I thank everybody who came out and watched tonight. Lurkers, followers, everything. Mod team is here even tonight. I appreciate that. And we'll be back again on Thursday for some Overwatch. Should be a little bit quieter. But have a good night, everybody.
There'll be an extra fee for that.